Ed Richard uses his legs to drive out of the centre and takes grass with it, and then identifies that Sam Darcy's got a mismatch there on, is it Francis?
Yep.
And just, too easy really, just pushed him aside. He's going to be an absolute star.
When you're 208 centimetres, you're a mismatch with most people. He's a huge young man. 20 out directly in front. Big start for the Western Bulldogs. One straight 6 inside the first minute. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, the question mark for me was coming into this one was, can the Swans, who defend so well against key talls, can they go with the three-pronged attack from the Bulldogs? And Darcy, who's essentially their third tall, who's the tallest guy out there, is really hard to find a matchup on, especially when McCartan is still out with concussion. So that's 1-0 to the Dogs, but there's still a long way to go in this game.
Would you say Darcy's their third tall at the moment?
Oh, not at the moment, but if you're looking at their list over the years, most people would say that Ugelhagen and Norton would do more damage, but I'm with you. I'd put him sort of straight to the top of that list.
Interesting, last week the Swans gave up the first 4 against Carlton and then clicked into gear. I'm not sure they'll be afforded the same luxury tonight against the Western Bulldogs, particularly here at Marvel Stadium. For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. Grundy with the tap down, but it's Treloar with the clearance. Little high ball, still inside the centre square. Ricochets off the hands of Rowbottom and into the hands of Bontempelli. Gave it back to Treloar at centre half forward. Little left foot ball inside, wasn't too bad. Vandermeer runs past it. Swans have got their numbers back. Rowbottom had his kick smothered. Snap forward from Daniel. It's a dangerous one for the Swans. Norton drops the footy. 15 out from goal. Sydney handball back to Cunningham, who's in the back pocket, and they should clear.
He kicks a banana out of that back pocket. Marcus Bontempelli, disposal number 3, feeds it back. Jones stands, surveys the scene. He's got some space in front of him. He takes that space. The kick's not good, and the Lizard just gobbles it up.
Bear Jordan and now the Lizard sound effects. Real National Geographic sort of stuff from you, Brownie. Short to McInerney. The 2 Brownlow votes when they played last year. That game that Sydney won by a couple of points at the SCG. And 3 minutes played in the opening term. It was the Bulldogs through Sam Darcy who kicked the first inside the opening minute. Kick to the wing. Good strength by McInerney, a bit too strong, and outmarks Treloar next to the interchange bench.
Yeah, it was a nice mark. McInerney doesn't know where to go. The Bulldogs have held up well here. Short ball finds Heaney. Would be leading the Brownlow middle at the moment, Ash.
He is number 1 rated player in the AFL as well.
He's looking for McDonald. A big fly from the back from Jones. Keith at ground level. Got it out to Bailey Williams. Snap one around the corner. It's just on the 50-metre line. Bouncing ball out there. Norton slaps it forward. Only as far as Cunningham. Coming through hard was West. Gould was good at ground level. Rowbottom got the handball forward. Richards picked it up. Had a bounce. He's been good since going through the midfield. Down towards Jamara. Slides in and marks it. No, he dropped it. Umpire called play on. They had players out everywhere, the Western Bulldogs. All he needed to do was mark it for the boundary throw-in. There's a player down on the outer side.
And that's the difference with the Bulldogs at the moment, throwing Richards in the middle. And I know we talked about it pre-game, but he takes grass there, takes grass down the wing. Now they've got a ball throw-in on their 50-metre mark. He's a massive difference to their midfield.
Pretty sure it's Anthony Scott that had his head over the footy. It was a head clash with... Who was it with? Cunningham, so he's not looking good. I wouldn't say he'd take much further part in this game, just considering how long he's stayed down for. They're a bit concerned for him. Terrible news for him as well. He's just worked his way back into this team after a big stint in the VFL.
That's a nasty Harvey Norman replay. Harvey Norman Furniture and Bedding. Floor stock clearance, huge range of lounges, dining, mattresses, bedroom furniture and more. Price to clear. Hurry. Limited time, and good luck to that young man who's got up on his own footing and he's walking off with a couple of trainers, and a standing applause to the Western Bulldogs. He's going to have to walk a long way, so Isaac.
Yes, Nathan.
Sum up the first couple of minutes for the Dogs.
Well, it's been interesting. Both teams, team defence, their midfielders are getting hard back into both defences there to help out, but the difference right at the moment's been Ed Richards. He's had 2 or 3 opportunities, and every time he's got the ball, tucked it under his wing, used his legs, and that's the real difference at the moment with the Western Bulldogs midfield. They look powerful, and they're taking the grass.
Also, their ability to really put their head over the footy. I know we saw it on that occasion, not to the best effect, but they've really dug in hard the first few minutes of this game, which is great for a Bulldogs supporter. quarter.
5 minutes played. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Dogs 1 straight 6 in Sydney. Yet to score as Anthony Scott makes his way to the bench. Rubes will keep an eye on him. It's the Bulldogs in possession. And that has been the case since this game started. Bailey Dale, City side wing, looks to half forward. They slowly build this footy up. English outmarks Brodie Grundy. Season low 13 disposals last week against the Giants in the wet. He's too far out to score.
And that's how Bailey Dale will get himself into the game. Those little kicks, Jordan can't stop those. They're too easy to hit, and if he can start to accumulate, he'll start to have big effect on this.
Dale at right half forward, punches it low into the pocket, tried to use English. Grundy had a couple of bites of the cherry, no mark paid. Blakey tackled straight away by West, ball up.
Yeah, don't know how long that Jordan tag will sustain on Bale. We've got, Bailey Dale. You've got two mids that have already got off the chain early in this one.
Richards, left foot out of the pack, doesn't get good purchase, hit the belly of the football, and it's always a bad feeling when you do that. I didn't do it too often. Malikan looked for McInerney, over the back, picked it up by Caleb Daniel. He looked out of bounds when he kicked it, but he's found Norton. Went back, and the Dogs at the moment.
The boundary umpire's pulled his whistle out.
Oh, it's going back. It's going to be a boundary throw in. Let's head down to the boundary, Bob Jane teammates. Ruby.
Yeah, Anthony Scott going down to the rooms, looking really disappointed. A bit of blood coming from behind the left ear. So Riley Sanders is going to come in.
Ripping call from the boundary umpire.
So.
He looked out and he was out.
Good call by you, Brownie. You're all over it. And Grundy has given away a free kick here. Ooh. And then it's just given Tim English one in the guts. And that'll be 50. Some feeling in this game early. Sydney a little frustrated with the way this one started. And Tim English
Horse
is
Longmire going berserk in the box.
he's going to be walked to a metre out from goal.
He was swearing his head off and then he realised the camera was on him and he started to cover up his mouth.
Oh, he's going again.
English makes it 2 for the Dogs. Perfect start to Thursday night footy. They're 2 straight 12. Sydney yet to score. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard helping tradies light the homes of Australia. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Well, we know they love to get their forward half turnover game happening. That's what they've got so far in this one, Chew. How many have they got now?
Yeah, Triple M Red Z lending stats. 4 forward half turnovers already, opposed to Sydney just the 1.
And Brownie, that's what you call an angry horse.
So the perfect start for the Western Bulldogs. The first 2 goals, a brain fade by Brodie Grundy. Playing a little bit angry. Yep. Gave him the roundhouse to the solar plexus, and Horse wasn't happy. For McDonald's Rem hot water. Triple M, rocks footy, bounce in the middle. Grundy in English again. Grundy won that one clearly. Bontempelli handballed it out to Richards, who weaved his way through again. Out to Treloar, kicked on his left again. Bouncing ball to Norton, picked it up nicely and then went out of bounds on the full. And then Treloar needs to get onto his right foot more often.
I know we've talked about it a bit already tonight, but Ed Richards, he gets the ball, takes 3 or 4 powerful steps, and the Western Bulldogs dynamic in their midfield looks so different because of it.
Centre bounce clearance masterclass at the moment from the Bulldogs.
What are those numbers, Two-Man? Red Z lending.
3 to zip Bulldogs away.
It's off hands and out of bounds. Broadcast wing. Who else is finding it early? Red Z.
Just touching with Ed Richards, 4 touches already. So last 5 matches, 84% game time in the midfield, averaging 24 disposals, 5 clearances and 5 tackles.
Ruby Slasher, Bob Dane, Teamarts. We've got a sub.
Yeah, that's right. Riley Sanders just going to make his way on field. He's standing up near the interchange, ready to come on.
So the boundary throw in on centre wing. Treloar on his left again. Bouncing ball to forward 50. Picked up by Cunningham. Now the Swans distribute it wide and they find Hayward. Hayward, another short ball. It's the first time the Swans really had the ball in their hands. Papley has to go to the outer side. And he finds his teammate in Campbell. Campbell into the middle of the ground to Cunningham. That's a good kick.
Kicked a goal last week, Harry Cunningham. Not something you see often. In the 52nd of his career. And Francis at centre half back. Sydney just haven't got any fluency going in this first 10 minutes. Dogs 2 straight. Swans yet to score. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Florent trying to make something happen as he steers it to half forward. Big pack forms. Amati came in from the side. Good tackle by Treloar. Pin the arms of McInerney, and it's all Western Bulldogs early, Kate.
Yeah, before the game we were having a chat and I was saying that Adam Treloar gets a lot of the footy but fails to make an impact. He's proven me completely wrong to start this game. Some very handy disposals at the bottom of packs, getting the ball out, and then a really good chase down tackle to go with it. Chu's holding up 6 fingers, so I think that means he's had 6 touches.
Spot on for Red Z.
Kicking efficiency, Chu, man.
Fraser kicks it straight back to Sydney, and it's going to be a 50-metre penalty against the Bont.
50% Treloar kicking efficiency.
Marty. So Fraser went for the kick. He's about 20 metres out from the goal he's defending. Kick it straight back to Armadi. Harvey Norman replay. Bont just accidentally touched the ball on the way through, trying to man the mark, and the Sydney Swans will kick there first from a shocking turnover from the Bulldogs. Armadi, point blank range, gets the Swans first. And it's back to a 6-point margin. 2 straight 12 the Dogs. 1 straight 6 Sydney.
Chu, man, inside 50s at the moment.
Bulldogs 7, Sydney just the 2.
Yeah, and isn't that funny? They've had 2 opportunities, they kick a goal, and it feels like tonight that when the teams are entering their inside 50, they're going to score. Bulldogs have had lots of opportunities. They've put a couple out on the full, but it just defensively, I think that was the concern coming into the game, possibly for both teams, and it looks like there's going to be a fair few shots on goal.
That's why footy at Marvel is so good, under the lid, lots of back and forth, high-scoring affair. Hopefully this one will be.
Bulldogs 5-5 coming into tonight. A couple of big wins last week in the wet over the Giants, and then they mauled Richmond the week before. And they've got themselves back in better condition for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. Heaney taking a turn through the middle. Couldn't win possession. Goulden does and is allowed to turn and get onto his left foot, which is always dangerous. He kicks long. And Lockie Bramble, who's been a really nice pickup for the Bulldogs, takes the mark on defensive 50.
He spins one wide at the Bailey Williams at halfback.
Wore a good jumper at Hawthorn.
Get on.
Jack?
He did, Isaac, he did.
Bailey Williams, Isaac doing some of his best work in the back row.
Didn't get enough support.
Seabus Supers.
Jamara got the handball fed back out to him. Left foot was intercepted. Opportunity for Gallagher. He was wrapped up. We'll have a ball up on the outer side.
I don't think Brownie had any interest in what Lockie Bramble was wearing at Hawthorn.
Was he 16, was he, Isaac?
Yeah, something like that.
Isaac Heaney, he's number 5. He gets a free kick.
He's won a lot of them this year, as his head's always over the footy. Uses row bottom. City side wing. Grubby ball inside 50. Didn't do Amati any favours, and Liam Jones will clear for the Bulldogs as he kicks wide towards the boundary. It bounces on its point. Bontempelli didn't give up on the footy. Great work by the skipper. Handball back to McRae. At half-back, the Bulldogs running out of room. Gordon laid a tackle that probably should have been rewarded. Now Patley picks up the ground ball. Heaney had his kick smothered. Good work by Ed Richards, who's been everywhere in this first 15 minutes, man. Ed Richards.
Yes, 4 disposals, a clearance, 120 metres gained already.
They're digging in here, the Bulldogs. They've turned up here in the first quarter to try and pressure Sydney out of this game.
McLean with Darcy at the ruck work. Darcy won that one. Florent picked it up though. Found some space, did Florent, who's almost mowed down. Patley, they don't argue. Centres the ball to Armani. Can't mark it. Got a free kick. Advantage paid. Umpire's going to bring it back for an arm chop. They definitely took the advantage though. Lucks of fortune for the Sydney Swans.
And if that one goes through, guess what gets paid, Brownie? Advantage, and they call it a goal. So you get almost a bit of a double play if you get a free kick in that part of the ground.
The arm chop, looking on the Harvey Norman, what a lot in it. So Amadi's kicked one. The Dogs kicked the first 2. This to square it up. 30 out directly in front. Amadi for number 2. Makes them pay. 12 apiece. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
What I'm loving about the competition at the moment, and we've talked about Ed Richards using his legs, and then we've got Patley and Florent there. They take the ball under the arm, and they use the grass that's in front of them, and it's a trend that's starting to really come into the AFL. It went out of it for a little bit. Let's kick and handball really quick, but we're starting to see players, because of the power of them, starting to use their legs, and it's busting the games right open.
Yeah, and Isaac, if you've got a defence that you like to set up with a spare player behind the ball, as soon as someone breaks a line, someone somewhere has to come off their player to pressure the person with the ball. So that straight away takes away that setup that they've tried to create.
Isaac Smith, Kate McCarthy, we've got you covered all night long with the Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off since 1984. 2 goals apiece. Back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Triple M Rocks footy. Pack of players around the ball. English goes to ground. Taylor Adams has him and drags it in. He balled up. 2-man crowd number.
I reckon about 30,000, Jack.
Are you happy with that?
A little bit lean, I reckon. I would have thought mid-30s tonight, possibly late 30s.
This will be holding the ball. Bunch of players laying on it. Taylor Adams is the man pinged, and Dogs take the advantage. Fraser in game number 3 kicks a high long ball inside 50. Big climb from Harms, and it's Sydney who come out the other side through Goulden.
They've worked it okay here. McDonald got the runner in McInerney, had to go back. He didn't know what was coming. He still stuck out the hand, and he got the handball out towards a teammate and towards forward 50. That's a beautiful kick. A really good kick. And they find Wicks, who plays on quickly, and off to McLean. 20 out directly in front. Good movement by Sydney.
We talked about Bulldogs having all the running early, but Sydney have now taken over, and they've, what did you just mention, about 4 or 5 of the last inside 50s and putting the scoreboard pressure on.
So Luke Beveridge won't like the look of the last 2 goals and how easy the ball was used from the back end to the forward end, and for 3 in a row to Sydney. McLean, 30 out directly in front. Umpire does a bit of work, but he snuck it home. 3 quick ones to Sydney. High scoring halfway through this first term. 3 straight 18. The Dogs are 2 straight 12.
Well, they're going to have a hard time defending Sydney's ball movement if they're able to move the ball that quickly. They just got overlap run, handball receives, and then just chained it out the outside wing. And then some nice ball movement back through the corridor to then find some options. I thought the player at the top of 50, after playing on it, sort of stuffed it up a little bit, but McLean offered him a really good lead and a get out of jail free card.
So Sydney are number 1 for kicking efficiency differential tonight. They're going at 80%. Bulldogs only at 60.
Ruby, Bob Jane T-Marts.
We've spoken about James Jordan and the job he's been able to do on some of the league's best players. Watching him on Bailey Dale at the moment, it is borderline flirting. He is spooning him so hard. He, honestly, off the ball, the centre clearance, he's not giving him an inch. It is so impressive. Bailey Dale just with the 2 touches.
Big or little spoon.
Bit of spooning on Thursday night footy for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Triple M Rocks footy. Interesting little description there from Bruce. I don't mind.
Take about some wine and chocolate.
Yeah.
Same again.
3 straight plays, 2 straight. 18 minutes gone. Sydney starting to get the game looking the way that they want. Heaney's had a bit to do with that, as has Warner. Who bust through, lost the footy, lost his pants, lost everything. And now it's the Western Bulldogs coming back the other way. Riley Garcia next to the interchange bench. Looks for the short pass for Harms. It's bashed away from him by Blakey. Garcia follows up. He was in row 3 when he got that handball. And it's out of bounds for a throw in.
Rucks, who we got?
Good game of footy, Ash.
Here, guys.
Certainly is, and just the Bulldogs uncontested marks. Brownie, they're way down there. Ranked 2nd, averaging 93, just a 6 tonight. Sydney at 20.
Red Z Lending, loans to the self-employed, RED, ZED, boundary throw-in. I don't like it when the umpires can't throw it in that far, and that was one of them. Not a hard job. Heaney to half forward. The Dogs got 3 players. Alex Keith, the former swing bowler, took a nice mark. He wants to go on his left. He wants to centre the football, but he hasn't got an option. So he just chips a small one to Ed Richards. Ed Richards at half-back.
Swans just so quick to transition to defence. As soon as they win the ball back, the Bulldogs, they've got no one to go to.
He thought he tricked everyone, Ed Richards, and went stand the same way. Aaron Norton, fend off, got the handball out. Garcia, he needs a runner, but he's got the kick, and it's a beautiful kick. And he finds Latham Vandermeer.
Yeah, and the one way to beat that defensive setup, defensive structure that Sydney have is when you can take a contested mark like Aaron Norton did there. And they've got that three-prong attack, Western Bulldogs, and if they can use that tonight, that's one way they can beat Sydney.
Career set shots, 13 goals, 18. Directly in front from 50, Vandermeer. 13 goals, 19. Disappointing, tried to kick the cover off it. And through for one behind, the first behind of the night. 2-1-13. The Sydney Swans are 3 straight 18.
They waste no time, Sydney, as well. Long kick out of defence. Broadcast side off the hands of Darcy, and Rowbottom kicks a little inside-out banana. That's a good mark down low.
Great mark.
Taylor DeRay.
That's the one thing he's had in his career. He's quite happy to put his body on the line.
Game number 200 last week. Two-time premiership player. Long ball to half forward. Great pack mark from English, who marks and gives to Richards on the drive-by. Steps inside a man, just inside 50. Keeps it low and flat into the pocket. Norton marks just inside the boundary line. Ed Richards is the spark for the Bulldogs in the first quarter.
He absolutely is, and one thing that's going really well so far in this game is those kicks inside 50 for the Bulldogs. The last few have just been low, flat, and to the forwards' advantage.
Left forward pocket. He'll take 2 steps around on the right foot. That is some sort of finish from Aaron Norton. Dogs get one back, and they get the lead back as well. They're 3-1-19. Sydney 3 straight 18. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
They could have been forgiven there for Ed Richards after getting the fend away to have a go on his left at having a shot at goal, but he did the team thing, which was very honourable, to hit Aaron Norton, who was leading out to the pocket with that low, flat kick. And as you said, Isaac, the thing that could really break this game open is the marking prowess of the talls for the Bulldogs. They've had 4 contested marks, Sydney just the one in this game.
Yeah, they look like the team in that area at the moment, especially you add English into that as well. But Richards, he's had 6 disposals, 3 score involvements, 2 inside 50s and 80% kicking efficiency. He's been on.
Harvey Gallagher gets a run in the middle of the ground. Bounce in the middle for McDonald's Room Hot Water. Grundy won it. Adams was in there, picked it off, left foot, looking for Marty. McLean's there as well, fisted away. Ground level, Bramble, Isaac's man. High up and under ball, get underneath that McInerney. He did, he couldn't mark it though. Treloar, quick handball, missed the target, but Ed Richards made it his own. Left foot, beautiful ball to Choppers. Harms on the outer side. Gave it to Fraser. Had a couple of nervous moments, Fraser. That one's a little bit better. Almost kicked it to the umpire, but Alex Keithy's another nervous moment coming up for Fraser. That is a beautiful kick to the outer side.
He's got Sanders in space. 70 metres out from goal. Decision to make now. He drives it long and deep. West marks in front. 20 out directly in front to make it 2 in a row for the Bulldogs.
Well, it looks like the Bulldogs have come into this one knowing that Bailey Dale was going to get the tag. They put their chips on the table and said, Fraser, you can be the kick then that gets the handball received and is our metres gained player. That's 2 now he's had that have just been long and out to space, which have then given them an inside 50.
1 goal 4 last week for Riley West. He had a few chances that went begging. This is a premium chance from almost directly in front. He's missed again. He picked up from where he left off last week. Dogs 3-2, Swans 3 straight. 23 minutes gone. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
This is not good enough. Not good enough at all to miss from there at this stage of the game for a player playing the small forward. He does everything right, and that lets him down. Long kick out from Sydney. The ground level. Bailey Williams was there. The umpire will ball this one up.
We talk about the ball movement of Sydney and kicking efficiency, but Western Bulldogs, they're looking to get to the open side of the ground and go quickly, and it's working for them at the moment.
It's the Harvey Norman replay. Tom Liberatore in the stands. On the phone. Good tackle laid by West. That's what he's in the team for. And also to finish, but they'll get the free kick here, the Western Bulldogs. Riley West. He loves a goal, just not hitting the scoreboard too much. It was a good kick. Knocked down, out to Goulden, and the Sydney Swans are away.
They want to try and open up the outer side. Amati's the target. Good mark on the wing. It has nothing ahead. He's got to pull the handbrake up now and wait for all the numbers to get ahead of the footy. Bulldogs by 2 points. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Kick goes back inside defensive 50 to Melican, who was quick enough to get it away, and now they've got a bit of space to operate in. Lloyd to Florent on the wing. Kicks back inboard for Campbell. 75 out from goal. They have built this footy up perfectly. Campbell waited until the right option arrived, and it was McLean who marks right forward pocket.
And they were able to do that because Western Bulldogs worked so hard on the offside to get their numbers back, and DeRay and Bottenpelli were pushing as hard back as they could. They leave the out numbers on the open side. The high forwards got too high, didn't stop the switch kick, and Sydney were able to pick their way through them too easily.
McLean looking quite sore at the bottom of that pack, actually. Looked like it might have been an adductor. We'll have a look while he kicks through this one, though.
I think it might have been a little more central than that, Kate.
Gotcha.
If you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Suck it up, big fella.
In the plums. McLean can't squeeze home his second.
No, we got it. We understood what you were saying.
Just in case.
We've got McLean bowled, is that what you're saying?
That's the one.
Yeah.
3-1 the Swans. Bulldogs 3-2. Brownie gives that the tick of approval. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So Bailey Dale, he knows the routine. He'll step outside of the square here, Isaac, and get a disposal. He's getting tagged. And that lad, that's a good kick to Liam Jones, but coming in late was Cunningham. Cunningham got it to Goulden. Goulden looking for Warner. Lucks of fortune. The kick just made it over. He's being tackled. And Chad Warner, who is a goal kicker, will go back to put the Swans back in front.
He'll be happy to get this shot on goal. He's been quiet today, Warner, and he's been going head-to-head with Richards a fair bit, so this will get one back for him.
Richards is the best man on the ground at the moment. Here's the Chad. 49 out, kick on the way. Makes good contact. He makes really good contact. He's kicked the goal. 5-point lead to Sydney. 3 minutes 35 to go in the first quarter, 4-1-25. The Dogs are 3-2-20.
Well, the goal-kicking accuracy from Sydney is coming into its own in this match. A couple goals that have been missed from the Bulldogs that at least one of them you could have pretty much said was pretty rudimentary, but then go down the other end. Warner, about 45 out on a pretty nice angle, but still makes them pay for it. So kicking accuracy, getting the Swans in front in this one.
Bontempelli had 4 touches in about the first 3 minutes, Ash.
Hasn't touched it since, just the 4 handballs, Brownie. And just with Chad Warner, past 4 matches, 4th-rated player in the AFL, averaging 25 and just under 2 goals per game.
Who have you got winning the Brownlow at the moment, Ash? For Red Z Lending.
Well, you'd have to go for that man, Isaac Heaney.
Deep thought from the two men. For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. Good game here on Thursday night at Marvel Stadium. Rowbottom slides into the ground. And there's a tackle on Harms. Seeing Hayden McLean on the Harvey Norman replay. Looks as if he's okay now. Quick stock taken. He's back into business. Wicks doesn't allow Ed Richards to get out. So we're down to 3 minutes 20. 5-point lead of the Swans. Caleb Daniel gets his chance, not playing as the sub tonight. Little handball to English and rolls a right foot kick up to the wing. Ball was knocked forward to the advantage of McRae, but Blakey got there first. Papley trying to step his way through traffic. Handball to himself, which is an extra stat. And now Heaney at half-back.
Cunningham, who's been the link man, needs to move it, and he does. Out wide to Haywood, the $1 million man. Every time he plays, his contract goes up. But he hasn't really touched it tonight. Treloar wanted to go on his left and thought better of it, back on his right. Looking to half forward, and Vandermeer takes a nice mark. Reels quickly to half forward. Riley West, he turns and goes. Left foot, wobbling ball. Got it out to Jamara. Out of bounds. Poor finish.
I think Riley might have been doing a bit of training with Adam Treloar.
Sam, you're up. Ready?
A little drive-by.
Wow.
Isaac Smith, Triple M C-Bar Super Special comments. Thrown back in. 40 out from the Bulldogs goal. McRae farmed it off the ruck, was tackled. Back to Treloar. Umpire quickly balls that one up.
Sam, ready?
So 4-1 plays 3-2. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. We're getting
Touch, play on.
close to the end of this first quarter. Treloar's kick smothered. Bontempelli just outside 50. Never misses a target when he kicks deep. Laces out Riley West, who'll kick from just about 50 on a 45-degree angle.
Boys, that with me. Hayden.
Does he have this kick in him, Kate?
Well, he was pretty confident as soon as he marked it to make sure that the guy on the mark went back the half a metre. So I'm going to back him in for the distance. We saw his accuracy, though, not so great in the kick before.
To put the Bulldogs back in front. And it starts out to the left, and that's where it stays. It slides through for a behind. 3-3 the Dogs. Swans 4-1, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Made the distance fairly easy.
Yeah, he did.
Sam,
I
right
reckon
out.
you get an extra 10% on your kick at Marvel.
Why so?
Well, the roof closed. There's no wind to be, I guess, interfering with the ball flight.
Play on.
No moisture.
Sounds good to me. Triple M Super special comments. Isaac Smith, Kate McCarthy in the back row.
I don't know the scientific reasons behind it, Brownie.
Oh,
But
it sounded scientific to me.
it certainly goes further when you kick it here.
Physics, that's the scientific reason.
I was thinking biology, but
Is that where you used to use the Bunsen burner?
is that chemistry?
Ball up on centre
Science
wing.
in general.
Dying moments of this first quarter. It's been a good one. Ball popped out. Richards, handball to Caleb Daniel. Back to Richards. Wants his left. Goes to his right. Looking for Wiley West. Can't mark it. At ground level, the Sydney Swans have got the numbers. Can they feed this one out? It's a really good tackle, and it ends up with Jack McRae. McRae handballs backwards, looking for Bontempelli. McRae had to go back and get it. Richards standing start, looking for English. Jamara! 30 out, 45-degree angle. His first look at it.
Really selfless from Tim English there. He was the one that the kick was actually intended to. Richards had him in his sights, and then he knew that Ugelhagen was going to float in from the side. So he played it perfectly, kept his opponent out of it to allow Ugelhagen the genuine one-on-one to take the mark. 13
goals, 12 set shots this year. Tick over 50%, Ash.
You're all over it, Brownie.
Left foot, that's a goal. 13-13. He's going at 50% now, and the Dogs back in front, 4-3-27. The Sydney Swans are 4-1-25. Cracking quarter of football, 18 seconds to go.
Yeah, that's a beautiful finish by Jamara, and 3 of their 4 big men now, the Western Bulldogs, have hit the scoreboard. And I'm just wondering, Kate, talking about science, when Two-Man had his burping issues last week, what science is that?
Science of being thrown under the bus by BT.
Thank you very much, Kate. Thank you.
So hand on heart, it wasn't you, Chu.
Definitely not. I'm lightly framed, as I mentioned earlier. I can't burp that loud.
Big pipes.
Except for the beach weights, of course.
No. Possibly.
It's a different story.
Yep.
As Brownie said, this has been a really, really good quarter of footy. Sydney 9-1 for the season, but the Bulldogs are up for the challenge. 15 seconds left for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Triple M rocks footy, it's knocked forward, and then a quick handball releases Heaney. Out of the centre square, he heads wide into the pocket. McLean was the man he was looking for, but Liam Jones cops a push. And that should just about see us out. With the Bulldogs taking a slender 2-point lead into quarter time. 4-3-27, plays 4-1-25. 4 lead changes in what was an entertaining quarter of footy. You've got Isaac Smith and Kate McCarthy with all of your Seabus Super Special comments. Ruby Slicer on the boundary for Bob Jane Team Arts. The Two-Man's here for Red Z Lending. Nathan Brown and Jack Heverin, that's your call team for Thursday night footy for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, helping tradies light the homes of Australia. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
the new Feisty McSpicy range at Macca's. Things just got feisty.
That's right, buddy. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioners is giving you up to $500 cash bonus and supporting Heart Kids Australia with every eligible claim. This year, they're celebrating 25 years of designing quality products with unrivaled reliability, superior performance, and cutting-edge technology. So it's no surprise they have the highest levels of customer satisfaction. Put your trust in Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, the experts in air. Terms and conditions apply.
Harvey Norman Furniture and Bedding floor stock clearance on now. Hurry in for big savings on selected floor stock, fabric and leather lounges, dining room furniture, office desks and chairs, outdoor furniture, barbecues and more. Massive floor stock clearance on selected mattresses, bedroom furniture, kids furniture, pillows, quilt covers, cushions and more. All priced to clear. Race in for incredible deals on selected floor stock with quick delivery available. Now's the time to buy. Harvey Norman Furniture and Bedding floor stock clearance. Limited time only. Hurry.
Give yourself a holiday boost with up to 10% off your next break when you book direct at choicehotels.com. Boost your well-being, boost your energy, boost your happiness. Whether you're craving a coastal road trip or rainforest adventure, Choice Hotels has over 170 locations across Australia and New Zealand. Plus, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, book it with Choice Hotels. T's and C's apply. See choicehotels.com for full details.
Amy's Only in Australia files. When it's backyard cricket season and the umpire, who's also your mum, calls no ball. But that's irrelevant because now her brand new bay window is smashed. That's when you know the lucky country isn't so lucky. So it's
Lucky you're with Amy.
Before buying home building insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. We'll help you find your fit at Bob Jane T-Marts. Want a free tyre? We've got Bridgestone, free. Yokohama, free. Kumho, free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Plus up to $200 instant cash back on selected Bridgestone, Michelin, Continental and Pirelli tyres. We won't be beaten with our best tyre price guarantee. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply. Ready to kick goals on and off the field? You need Employment Hero. From hired to retired, it automates all the pesky parts of HR, recruitment and payroll. Plus, it comes with Smart Match, an AI recruitment tool that matches you with top candidates instantly. Imagine never having to search for people or post a job ad again. Join the 300,000 businesses using Employment Hero to tackle employment admin and get your business back in the game. Search Employment Hero today. It's employment solved.
Hey, there he is. How's dad life?
Phil, I'm so tired, but it's the best.
All settled in with everything?
Yeah, pretty much. Switched my super over to C-Bus too.
What's that got to do with your kid?
Oh, well, I really got to make sure this hard work pays off now. You know.
True.
C-Bus Super, making hard work pay off since 1984. To consider if C-Bus is right for you, go to cbussuper.com.au for PDS and TMD. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for titanium caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious titanium caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
With a bit of luck, it stays like this all night long. Really good first quarter of footy. The Bulldogs 4-3-27, leading the Swans 4-1-25 here at Marvel Stadium for McDonald's. And Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Bit happening down on the boundary in that first quarter, Roops.
That's right. Hayden McLean, a clean one to the agates, as you guys called really beautifully. That's the only injury for the Swans there. But for the Dogs, poor Anthony Scott, in for his first game of 2024, had a good run of VFL, got the call up, but in the first couple minutes, collided with Harry Cunningham. Looked like a really fair bump in the middle of the ground, low and hard. Doesn't look like there'll be any trouble come out of it, but collided heads, and he is done for the day before he could even really start his 2024 campaign. So Riley Sanders has come in for him.
Ruby Slicer for Bob Jane T-Marts. She's going to fit in just nicely here at Triple M Footy is.
Well, we've had agates, we've had spooning, we've had dating. I'm looking forward to what's coming up in the second quarter, Ruth.
Two-man, Red Dead Lending, what have you got for us?
Top 2 ranked players on the ground. Ed Richards, number 1, 11 disposals, 5 score involvements, 4 inside 50s. Treloar with 9 disposals and a couple of clearances.
Kate McCarthy, Isaac Smith have got you covered tonight for C-Bus Super, making hard work pay off since 1984.
Well, both teams have had their run of play at different times in the quarter. We saw Sydney go end-to-end on a number of occasions and then it ended up in a goal. And then we saw a little bit of a masterclass early from centre-bounce clearance and clearance in general from the Bulldogs. So whichever team gets this one on their terms for as the longest, looks like they're going to score a fair few goals. But I think the thing that they need to really lock down on both teams is just stopping that really swift ball movement.
Well, it was a story of momentum that quarter. Western Bulldogs had it early, Sydney had it in the middle, and Western Bulldogs got it late. Sydney looked like they were about to turn it, but then the siren went, and as you said, it's the team that's getting the clean ball movement. They're getting it out of the fat side of the ground, and they're just going, and both teams are so skillful, and their kicking efficiency is so good that they're just ripping the other team's defence apart.
For McDonald's and for Ream Hot Water needs replacing. Go for one that's steady, hot and strong. Ask your plumber to install a Ream. Here's Browning.
So a 2-point lead to the Western Bulldogs. Umpire with the bounce. Perfect. Grundy won it clearly. Crashing his way through was Papley. He was tackled by a couple of Bulldogs.
Holding the ball.
And he's been pinned for holding the ball. I thought that was stiff. He can't believe it.
That's hot. He didn't have the ball for long.
Ed Richards to Bailey Dale. The wrap around the back looking for Jamara. Fisted away by the Lizard. Florent fisted the ball towards the boundary line. They keep it in. Bramble, Isaac's mate. Pumps it back inside forward 50. Fisted away. Over the back to Norton. He pushes it forward. Game of volleyball with the ball in the air at the moment. Bontempelli dropped the football. Norton was there. He's got one arm free. Warner, he was slung around on the tackle. And eventually Cunningham kicked the banana out of the defensive end. And he's found Hayward.
Oh, Norton down, clutching at his right knee. He's in a lot of pain.
Looks like he might have just thrown the mouth guard away, Kate, too, which he knows is in serious trouble, Aaron Norton. We'll keep an eye on that. Logan McDonald turns it over, but Ed Richards gives it straight back to Sydney Rowbottom with the intercept from just outside range. Has got Amadi on his own in the square. Couldn't mark initially. Harms arrives for a bit of pressure. Lays a handle off to Taylor Adams. Bontempelli has him. Great defensive pressure by the Dogs.
Still not moved. He's being helped up by trainers now. It was in that twisting tackle where he tried to get the ball free, so he would have had all his weight on one leg and been twisted around.
The Dogs dicing with danger at the moment. Trelaw, defensive 50, spun out of trouble, and a nice kick to Bramble. So we see Aaron Norton being carted off by the trainers. So the umpires are going to hold play while Aaron Norton, aided by two trainers. Let's hope for the best for him.
Yeah, stay. Stand. Called it.
So a 2-point lead at the moment, the Western Bulldogs. Early stages. You saw it well, Kate, and here's the replay.
So it was this one while he's getting, so his knees, he's just sat straight down on his ankle as he's being twisted. So that's concerns for his ankle or even worse, a fracture to his leg.
With Harvey Norman furniture, bedding, floor stock, clearance, huge range of lounges, dining, mattresses, bedroom furniture and more. Hurry, limited time for Harvey Norman. James Jordan marks the kick in. Looking for Armadi at the top of the square. Can't mark it, ball got at the back. And Bramble, handball, and he finds Keith.
Still inside defensive 50, Alex Keith. He'll go a handball to Vandermeer as to kick from a standing start to the wing. Bontempelli playing from behind, was cleverly sort of palmed it down towards McRae. He rolls the ball up the line, bit of holding going on, and it'll be a Sydney free kick.
Do you reckon they roll Bontempelli forward now, Isaac?
Well, hang on 1 second.
Here's Blakey, who goes long. Nice intercept mark taken by Dale. Isaac Smith.
I reckon you'd be playing him forward as centre now as that midfielder getting him to float forward. Whether you start him there, I feel like you still want his grunt out of the centre bounce.
Alex Keith went for a run through the middle and then did a complete 180, went back the other way and chipped the ball to Chompa's arms.
Let's hope that it's syndesmosis in the ankle more so than the knee, but we'll wait and see because it was certainly that action.
Yeah, it could be either joint with how much force was put on it.
The young man Fraser to half forward. Grundy leaps up. Chamara was with him. Ground level on the 50 for the Dogs. We'll have a ball up. Still a 2-point lead. If you're just joining us, Aaron Norton off with a serious knee injury, all lower leg. And at the moment we're holding out, collective breath, hoping for the best. We'll get down to Ruby in a moment. Hopefully there'll be an update coming out of the Dogs soon.
Well, there'll be one short on the bench as well because they've already used their sub.
Aaron!
Good pick up by Isaac Smith.
Thanks, Brownie.
4-time premiership player. Bontempelli received from Trelaw. Dump one back in. Malikan in best position to mark, and he does.
Down to you, Rubes. Bob Jane T-Marts.
Just looked at the replay, and I think you're right, Kate. It does look like an ankle just caught under the tackler as the weight's gone down, and both of their weights gone under it. So he's gone straight into the rooms, and I'll keep an eye on it.
Bob Jane T-Marts, have a great buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. You can call or shop online today. T's and C's apply.
Cut it out.
And throw in City side wing. Bulldogs 4-3-27. Lead the Swans 4-1-25. About 4.5 minutes gone in the second quarter. Grundy took it out of the ruck, but Richards took it out of his hand. Good pick up by Garcia, but Grundy mauls the little man.
Up, please. Get your own player.
And then sits on top of him for good measure.
Ready, Tim.
Push and shove going on out there. James Jordan trying to get to his man.
Holding Sydney.
Going to be a free kick to Sydney. There's a little bit of feeling in that run contest at the moment to win English and Grundy.
Yeah, you're right, Brownie. There's been some good contests. We've seen Brodie Grundy give away a 50 with a little bit of a strike as well.
And now he's given the footy up to Ed Richards. That's his second intercept, Ed Richards. Looking for Jamara. Elevates himself and marks it. Up against two. He stood tall and the Lizard went down.
Well, Bulldogs are getting on top here in the contested possession and clearances. They look all over Sydney at the moment, Shoemouth.
Plus 17 in contested ball, is he spot on, and plus 7 in clearances.
Never seen a good kick when somebody kicks it off their back foot like that, really lazy. The same way that Grundy did. Jamara, right near the boundary line, 40 out, kick on the way. And it's not going to be a goal. Through to one behind to the left. 28 plays 25, a 3-point lead to the Western Bulldogs. 15 and a half to go in the second term.
Gee, that's a risky kick in. It might cost them big time. Gallagher arches the back, runs to 25 and slams it into the post. A chance goes begging for the Bulldogs. The Swans just, it's not quite there tonight, Kate.
That's 3 now the Bulldogs, though, have left out there. There's 3 definitely that they should have kicked.
The Lizard doesn't go short this time. Pumps one into the middle of the ground. Richards went back hard. Warner ran it best. Had a bounce. Run on the outside. McDonald lowers the eyes looking for Papley. 55 out Papley. Here comes Armani. That's good play. That's good movement.
Brilliant ball movement by Sydney. But if Bulldogs are going to win this game, they've got to take those chances. And the Ugelhagen one, that was a 50% chance from out there. But you got to hit those ones when you're running 20 metres out straight in front of goal.
Yeah, Bulldogs' last 5 scoring shots for 1 goal 4.
So the party's already kicked 2. This is for number 3. 30 out directly in front. They've all been pretty easy shots. He's hooked that one, though. And he's hit the post. 29 plays 26. Titanium Caravan scoreboard stay off-road and off-grid for longer. Luxurious Titanium Caravan.
Bit of a concern for the Bulldogs defensively just then. That kick that the Lizard Blakey kicked over the back, it got straight out the back of them and then they were flat on defence. So really it can't get through that one line and then you'd be out the back.
All-Australian Kate McCarthy, Seabus Super.
Haven't seen the Lizard in full flight yet tonight.
No, the frills haven't come out.
He'll slither his way around. Don't worry about that. Bailey Williams gives it straight back to Aaron Francis on the wing. Quick handball to Goulden. His kick was perfect for Papley. Just outside scoring range, which will disappoint him immensely. Long to McDonald. This slips through his hands and Bailey Dale can repel for the Bulldogs. 50-50 kick. Force McRae to sit under it for a while.
Still an opportunity for Sydney. Isaac Keaney going to be a free kick to Lloyd. Cunningham's hurt as well.
Put his hands straight up.
I reckon he might have rolled his ankle. From my vast knowledge of the medical profession.
Dr. Brown.
So Lloyd, been a good player for a long time. Chips the footy up. English front position. Off the ground by Papley. Got it.
Wow.
He just keeps presenting Tom Papley. He's an Energizer bunny, and he's got his first.
Yeah, well, we sometimes call him the trash panda. That time he was the kung fu panda. He got the ball in midair and then just hit it off the outside of his boot. That was fantastic from him. I think he got the initial toe poke off the ground and it was going to go through and then just straight through the goals. That was fantastic from him.
Can we get that again?
Yeah, I'm a bit worried.
Look at the Harvey Norman replay. Tom Papley front and centre.
Here, guys.
Then went after the football. Oh, that is nice.
I'm a bit disappointed in the celebration, really. He's kicked. You don't see too many goals like that, and he's just giving it the one-finger salute.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Furniture and bedding floor stock clearance. Huge range of lounges, dining, mattresses, bedroom furniture, and much more price to clear. You can hurry for a limited time. Swans back in front by 3 points.
Yeah, yours.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Here's Gallagher trying to contest with Heaney. Clever little tap down to Treloar. And now Caleb Daniel, out of side wing. Steers a short, safe little pass to Riley Garcia. Game number 25 tonight from left half forward. Plays on, but no one home. It's all Swans, and that's easy pickings for Dane Rampy.
Let's head down to the boundary. Bob Jane team march. Ruby.
The Dogs have just tweeted a knee for Aaron Norton, so lucky we're not doctors, Kate, because we were both wrong. But disappointing news for the Dogs. They'll have to figure out a way to get another pillar up forward. But yeah, spewing for Aaron Norton. I'm sure he'll be going to get scans pretty soon.
Ruby Schleicher on the boundary. The Lizard leapt up. Jamara fumbled it. He had a clear path to goal. Inopportune time to do that. They clear the football. And again, Liam Jones. The example of a player who was forward, Isaac, couldn't make it as a forward, and now he's a brilliant defender.
He is very, very good. Even had that year out of the game and nearly came back stronger, I reckon.
Bailey Dale pumps it back to 50. English fisted forward. Front of the pack was Treloar. Bouncing ball. The Lizard picked it up. Then he fumbled. Riley West snapped out of the pack. He's got one. He missed two from dead in front. But screw them back over your head and you're likely to kick them. The Dogs by 3 points, 35 plays 32.
Opportunistic goal there by Riley West. Lizard fumbles that, and you can't be doing that 10 metres out from goal. But the beauty about that for Riley is when you're in a bit of trouble in front of goals and you haven't been hitting those set shots, when you can sneak one like that, as Brownie said, flick it over your shoulder to have a beautiful finish. It's amazing the confidence that can boost, especially the next time you're having a set shot in front of goal.
Yeah, the last thing you want when you've missed two set shots is a third set shot. So the ability to then get it and kick it, that's fantastic from him. But it's a fantastic match. I know we've said it a few times throughout the call. It's just blow for blow at the moment. Really enjoying it.
You can have those hot streaks, Brownie. You can get on a roll and kick a few in a row.
Absolutely. And Riley West loves a goal.
Celebrates hard. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy.
Holding, Sydney.
Sam Darcy doing the ruck work and holding on Grundy.
Go through, mate. I'll go through.
It's the difference between 16 games and 205.
Come around. Come on.
Brodie Grundy, 32 hit-outs last week. Wants to step inside the young man. What about the athleticism from Brodie Grundy? And then drives deep, waiting at the back, Hayward. Tackled as soon as he got it. Wicks' turn to put his head over the footy. 10 metres out from Sydney's goal. He thought he was through, Will Hayward. He'd already planned the celebration.
Ball up, 10 metres out from the Swans' goal. McInerney up against the point post.
All clear.
And that is a rush behind for Sydney. 5-3-33. The Dogs are 5-5-35. Halfway through this second term.
You said it was great athleticism from the ruckman, Jack, and it probably was from Grundy, but it also looked like it was in slow motion.
Well, it's not something you see every day, so we've got to roll with it when we see it. Hugo Hagan on the wing, laser pass inside. Darcy was away if he had hung on to it. Instead has a fumble. 50-50 ball still inside the centre square. Bontempelli gave two push-offs and then a right foot kick to half forward. Garcia over the top for Hugo Hagan. Has got a couple inside. Malikan laid the tackle. Now Blakey's got West. He got boot to ball. Umpire says play on. Ball rolls inside the Bulldogs forward 50. Goulden got it to Florent and he jams it on the boot, but Bailey Williams is there.
It's going to come back for Bailey Williams. He's got a short ball for Duray. Isaac's mate.
Good man.
Outside 5.
201 today.
And the man they call Doc.
Play on. You're in zone.
Looking for English. Can't mark it. Fisted away to the boundary line. With a boundary throw in.
One of the great guys in footy, Brownie.
Let's head down to the boundary. Ruby Schleicher.
Harry Cunningham went straight down to the rooms after that little ankle tweak, but went for a little run then and he seems to be moving pretty well, so it looks like he'll stay in the game.
Nice work by you, Rubes. English taps it towards the Bulldogs goal. It's about 15 metres out. That's a strong tackle by Riley West. He's making his presence felt tonight.
They look good when the ball's in the air, but they look equally good when the ball is on the ground in their forward 50.
Umpire throws it up quickly. 20 metres away from the Bulldogs goal. Sanders got a handball from Bontempelli. Harms with a couple of steps inside. Now tucked away in the pocket. Gallagher went underground straight away. That's good umpiring. Played for the free kick. Umpire was having none of it.
Is that not holding the ball? He tries to evade the tackle. He goes to ground, takes it high.
Yep, if you duck, I heard that was your prior gone.
Just inside the boundary. Riley West couldn't take it. Errol Goulden did. He's on the right. He sets a task for Wicks. It's a bouncing ball. Bailey Dale's with him. Fends off. Wicks won it. went to ground, got the ball out. Well done, Sydney. Now they can reload. Lloyd, handball back to Rampy. Rampy, undecided, run around, had a bounce. Still in defensive 50. Kicked long. Jones is the only one there. Coming in from the side. McInerney was good. Missed the handball. Keith went down. James Jordan's there. Keith just sort of paddled it back. Now Ed Richards into the middle of the ground and Harms takes a strong mark on his chest.
In his best game for the Dogs last week, couple of goals and 18 disposals, James Harms. In the centre square to DeRay. He's got Riley West wide, just outside 50. Sets it up to a dangerous area. Ugle-Hagan had 3 to beat. The Swans knew where it was going. And they whack it through for a rush behind. 5-6 the Western Bulldogs, 5-3 are the Swans. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
That's a bit of a joke with the producer behind.
Fill us in.
Ball's out of bounds. Good kick in by Riley West. Was looking for the bond. Sydney got back in numbers.
He should have pulled it to Ugle-Hagan, though. He was in a mountain of space in the pocket here.
And like any good forward, let him know.
Or did he let him know on the Harvey Norman replay? Who was the best at the Hawks? Who let you know, Isaac?
Jared, roughhead.
Oh, yes, an angry young man sometimes, Jared. McRae, Bailey Dale. He's broken the tag and he's going to kick a goal. And he does. A point. That was an easy one. They've missed a lot of easy ones. And they're 5 goals, 7. 37, Sydney 5-3-33.
Your man Cleany's gone quiet, Brownie. Had 7 in the first quarter, 0 in the second quarter so far.
Geez, that's a real let-off for them, for the Swans. The Bulldogs then, that's 2 times they've been running into an open goal with no one near them, and they've missed twice now.
5-7 the Bulldogs. They're playing the team who are on top of the table, Kate. They don't give you too many looks, the Swans.
2-man time in front half in this quarter. Sorry to get you while you're already doing something.
No, you're right. Bulldogs going at 61%.
2-man for Red Z Lending. Loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com. Sanders trying to wrestle with Isaac Heaney. Ball jars free. At left half forward for the Bulldogs. Caleb Daniel at the bottom of that pack.
It's a good opportunity for Riley Sanders. Obviously came in early in this game as the sub, so good opportunity for him to show what he's got in the midfield with some good minutes in this game.
Pick number 6 in last year's draft. Riley Sanders from North Launceston originally.
And we all know what Bevo said about him pre-season and then went a little bit out of favour, so he's had to work his way back in.
5-7 plays 5-3. Here's Warner on the outer side wing.
They've got the run and carry, and he gets it back almost, and he did. Shrugs the tackle 1, shrugs the tackle 2, got it back to Lloyd. Standing start towards the 50. Here comes McLean. Front of the pack was Papley. He got the handball out. Here's my man, Isaac Cleany. Handball short, got it out. Rampy doesn't kick a lot of goals. Can he kick one here? Fed it off. Goulden does kick goals, and that's what he does. Swans back in front, 39 plays 37.
And that's a bit of the story of the night. The Western Bulldogs have had a lot of the momentum and they've had easy opportunities to kick goals. They've missed 3 or 4 from within, I'd say, 25 directly in front. And then Sydney go down the other end and they capitalise. And Goulden, he's one of the best finishers in the game. His skills are absolutely sublime and he's a pleasure to watch, to be honest.
He's class.
Yeah.
He's serious class, Errol Goulden. A little steadier for the Swans, perhaps.
And it's like all credit to Sydney, but it's disappointing for the Bulldogs because they should be 3 or 4 goals up at the moment and really have Sydney on the ropes.
Isaac Smith and Kate McCarthy are your experts tonight for Seabus Super.
It's a great game tonight, though. The Champion Data, Two-Man's boys, they do the premiership window. And Sydney and Bulldogs are the only 2 that are sitting in it at the moment, Two-Man.
That's a great Red Z Lending staff.
Oh, listen to how excited the Two-Man gets.
The stars.
From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy. Speaking of spooning, the Two-Man is
That's a Lake Boga specialist.
That is. We'll bank that one down for the Lake Boga stats party.
The taps are on and the spar is starting to fill.
Two-Man just says to Izzy, talk to me dirty. I like it.
The cork's already out.
It's McInerney. He's going nowhere. It's Bramble
Hold the meter.
who lays that tackle. That's next level sort of stat stuff, Izzy. That's the premium package.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
I'm not really a stats guy, but Two Man excites me.
Grundy, nice hands. Heaney's hands were even better. Papley from 50. Launches from home. And misses. Not often you see that from Tom Papley. Both teams, that's not quite cashing in. Swans by 3 points. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, we said we were disappointed with the first goal celebration from him. If that one went in, he was off.
Who's leading the disposals, Ash?
Yeah, still Ed Richards, Brownie, 17 disposals. Treloar, number 2 with 14.
Bramble goes long, looking for Florin. Couldn't take the mark. Cunningham at ground level. Had an injury in the first quarter. Looks to be okay. Bouncing ball down towards half forward for the Swans. And the ball underneath the pack. Another ball up just inside forward 50. 40 plays 37. Umpire comes in. Elevates the ball pretty quickly. Grundy and Darcy. Darcy won that one, but Warner was the man who got the football. He's looking for McInerney. Found him, Lloyd. Chips the football to Papley. Papley at the point of the square. Campbell runs around the back, but he was on his non-preferred short ball, and he finds McInerney. So McInerney, about 10 metres closer, 55 out. Has he got the journey, Kate?
No.
He agrees with you because he goes short, and the lead-up comes from Taylor Adams.
He mustn't know the 10% rule.
No. What is the 10% rule again, Isaac?
Well, I reckon you get about an extra 10% on your kicks. I was a, 65-metre kick, so probably, what's 10% of that? 6.5 metres, so do the math.
So what? Career set shots, 27 goals, 28 for Taylor Adams. One of the unlucky players to miss out on the flag last year. 45 out. Not a great kick. Going to fall short. Mark dropped by McLean. It was right in his breadbasket. Jones fumbled. Fraser wrapped up. Papley appealing for it. Then he laughs at the umpire because he didn't give him the free kick.
Rocks, who we got?
22 minutes gone. 3-point lead of the Swans. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan.
Sydney clearly the best team in it, and they're clearly on top of the ladder at the moment, but their communication and their connection as a group, it is so noticeable when you're at the ground, and they're always so well drilled, and they look like they are again this year.
Bontempelli in the back half was caught holding the ball. Trying to take on the Hayward tackle. And that's stone cold holding it every day of the week.
It's a good tackle. He's not the easiest man to pin. We've seen him break away from a number of tackles so far this evening, but Hayward hasn't had a whole lot of the footy, and that's how you can get yourself into the game as a forward that hasn't seen much of it.
What are his numbers, Ash? Will Hayward tonight?
Yeah, very quiet. Just the 4 touches, hasn't hit the scoreboard.
1 goal last week. Kick 4 in both rounds, 8 and 9. And just inside 50. Never looked like missing. Sydney extend their lead. 7-4-46 plays 5-7-37. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Some of those numbers, Stu, I know at some point during the second term it was plus 17 contested possessions to the Bulldogs. Feel like it might have evened up a little bit, or we're still looking at that?
Yeah, we are. They're actually at plus 22. Yeah, but the Swans, they're number 1 for scoring efficiency, Kate, in the AFL, going at 49%. Tonight, 11 scoring shots from just the 21 entries, just slightly north over 50.
If you're a neutral observer at this game and you didn't know much about footy, you'd think the Bulldogs should be 3 or 4 goals in front. But
there should be, really.
Yeah.
With the goals that they've left out there. I was like, yeah.
The goals, and they're absolutely dominating the stats as well.
Triple M Seabus Super Special comments. Isaac Smith, Kate McCarthy. In the middle, Isaac Heaney won this one. Turned the footy over his shoulder back towards 50. Front of the pack was McRae, and a free kick's going to be picked out to the Bulldogs.
Who's some Bulldogs? Alex Keith. Alex Keith.
Alec Keith.
That's 50.
Thought he was going to get 50, Alex Keith, but the umpire elected not to. Short ball, and he finds Marcus Bontempelli at half-back. Bontempelli looking for McRae. Kick was good. McRae marked it on his chest. Moves it quickly, looking for Jamara. Fisted away, though, by the Lizard. Ball goes out of bounds, or the boundary throw in. 3 minutes 52 go before half-time and a 9-point lead.
The difference between those two kicks, pretty identical in their execution, but you just saw how low and flat Bontempelli kept it to get it to McRae in a very short space. And then the one from McRae just hung up slightly, which allowed Ugle-Hagen's defender to come over and spoil.
Kate McCarthy on Triple M footy. Here's Tim English, who paddles to himself in the pocket. Garcia slipped through the tackle and goes. Two Swans players thought they had him. Garcia was slippery. 6-7-43, play 7-4-46. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
And there the coach kills. A great finish by Garcia, and he was slippery enough to break the tackle. Had a bit of lizard about him there. But he breaks two tackles from the Sydney Swans boys, and they're the easy tackles that you can lock them up, get another ball up, get your defence set up. But a great opportunistic goal from him, and a brilliant finish, and one that the Doggies probably didn't expect, and it draws them a little closer to Sydney. All being said, though, they probably should be in front, especially going into this halftime break.
It's not a replay on the Harvey Norman that big Hayden McLean's going to want to look at too many times. One of the smallest men in the ground.
He's double the size.
Away from him. It was a pretty ordinary effort in the end. So back in the middle, the Dogs back to within 3 points. The Colonel, handball's out. Bontempelli got it from Treloar. Into the arc. Dropping the mark, though, was the Lizard. Opportunity underground handball. Vandermeer absolutely wrapped up by Warner. And he's going to get a free kick. Warner can't believe it.
50. And the angry horse. It's 50.
50 metres descent.
I reckon that angry horse is back in the box now.
There was not a free kick there.
Absolutely no free kick there, but the umpire paid it.
Too rough for him.
So the 50 was for pointing at the screen, so we've brought that one back in to be 50 now.
So the Bulldogs back in front, back-to-back goals. 8 lead changes, 49 plays 46.
And you got to take your opportunities. The Doggies had missed a few. And it was a great handball by Ugle-Hagen. He went underneath Florent's arm, which allowed Vandermeer to pick it up, but that was just a bruising tackle by Warner. A brilliant tackle, to be honest, but luck's with the Doggies. They get the free kick and they finish, and we talked about them. They should be in front going into half-time, and now they are, but you see Horse on the Harvey Norman, and he's a bit bewildered, and he's not overly happy.
Well, if you look at him, he actually did such a good job at lowering his height to make sure he didn't cop the player high, who was trying to duck and get a free kick. So he's done absolutely everything right there.
It's 30 seconds the umpires would like to have back, I would think.
Oh, we have had a couple of those moments tonight.
We have them weekly. For McDonald's and Remalt Water, Triple M Rocks footy. And who knew the descent rule for pointing at the screen was back?
I even wore me lime green to fit in with them tonight.
You did actually, yeah.
Got a bit of red on it as well.
Tim, Brody.
So less than 3 minutes before halftime. 3-point lead of the Bulldogs. Bontempelli starting to really accumulate. Handballs out into space. And half forward, McRae had Lloyd bearing down on him. Daniel to Bramble against the boundary line. Heaney sticks that tackle. Bramble just got his handball away. Daniel drives. Ugle-Hagen up early. It was on Auckland time he was up that early. Treloar handballed into space. Sydney coming back the other way. Rowbottom had nowhere to go. Good tough footy. Ball up at left half forward.
Well, they're missing Norton, obviously, in their forward line, but Ugle-Hagen is making up for two people at the moment. He is just attacking the footy with everything he's got and taking some very good marks.
Play on.
Grundy, handball to Warner. Warner wants to run out of trouble, and he does. Handball's backwards to Francis. Gee, that's a high ball. Really high. And almost wide. Bouncing ball, Bontempelli. Up to 15 disposals, Ash.
Yeah, 10 in this quarter. Number 1 ranked player in this term.
So here's Fraser. Chips the football to the top of the square. Ball got out the back, and Francis took an easy mark.
We're talking about Jamara before. It's amazing when one of those tours goes down. See, we'll get back to that.
Francis kick hung in the air for a while. Chopped off by Riley West. Turns and fires on his left foot. And it falls just short, and it's knocked through by Blakey for a rush behind.
It's amazing once one of those key forwards goes down. Now, Ugle-Hagen thinks it's his forward line. He's absolutely attacking everything in the air at the moment.
Stand! Stand!
He's Nick Blakey. I haven't seen him have a game like this for a while. He's been so
50-metre penalty against Bailey-Dale for not standing.
He's been so good in this season so far, but almost everything he's touching tonight is not coming off for him.
Minute and a half to go before half-time.
Stand.
Errol Gordon.
Play out, Chad, take it, play on.
Has the footy just inside the centre square. Low darting ball, but Bailey Williams read it. And he read it well.
Stay with him,
Mark the incoming kick.
Stay out.
So Williams looks around.
Keep it on. Play on.
He's screaming to him. Nothing silly here. The Dogs have their noses back in front by 4 points. Here comes Darcy. Absolutely crunch Rampy. Ball fell to Warner. Warner's got Goulden. Goulden with a left foot floater. Even his floaters go straight. Bouncing ball right out the back. Alex Keith fed the ball backwards, and now Jones.
He's got to think about what he wants to do, and he decides to just kick long, which was the best option. 50-50 ball. DeRay beelined it and won it out to Garcia, who kicked a goal a few minutes ago. And a chipping pass to West. Fumble on the wing. Medallion club side. Just got a handball away from Goulden. Tap on was okay. Fraser got it moving. Now Darcy has got Sanders over the top. Good things happening here for the Bulldogs. Just outside 50. Scrubby pass to a dangerous area. Vandermeer had the support arrive for the Swans. Blakey with a nice spin and laces out a target.
And he's got Wicks running. Wicks has got to play around on the outer side. It's a 3-on-1 in favour of the Dogs, and Jones got back and saved the day.
Well, that's disappointing for Western Bulldogs going inside 50. Sanders had Ugelhagen all out, 20 metres out from goal, and he's given him an absolute spray there.
Sensational half of football from the Western Bulldogs in Sydney. And the Dogs lead by 4 points, 7-8-50 to the Swans, 7-4-46 for McDonald's Ramp Hot Water. Triple M, Rocks Footy.
That quarter, the Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For Ream Hot Water.
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Hot water needs replacing? Go for one that's steady, hot and strong. Ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Cut through the background blah to hear more of the sounds you want to hear with Specsavers advanced hearing technology.
He gives it everything he's got from outside 50. It's a goal!
Book a hearing appointment with our audiology professionals for high-definition sound at low Specsavers prices. Always follow the directions for use.
Tradies, gear up for winter with Hard Yakka. We're redefining toughness for the colder months. Our new winter range for men and women is here, featuring a huge selection of ultra-warm jackets and vests ready to shield you from the elements. And our iconic 3056 tradie boot, a must-have for the season. Every item crafted for durability and outstanding performance. So get your winter gear sorted at your nearest stockist or visit hardyakka.com. For the Aussie legends of today, Hard Yakka, nothing's tougher.
For the hottest of hot water you've ever seen. Ream comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on.
Ream's been proudly manufacturing here in Australia for over 80 years.
Install a Ream. Install a Ream.
So ask your plumber for Ream, Australia's #1.
What's on your Aussie bucket list? Sitting around the campfire on a beach at Exmouth after fishing all day? Exploring the tip of Cape York or the bottom of the Eyre Peninsula? Do it all in a Titanium Caravan. Australian made, Australian owned, superior quality and ultimate comfort. With Titanium Caravans, you can go off-road and off-grid in total luxury. Experience Titanium Caravans for yourself in their Epping showroom or visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
At Bunnings Trade, we can help you get the win with PowerPass. Get exclusive prices on heavy hitters like AEG, Makita, DeWalt, Pazload, Bosch and loads more. Break through the pack with fast checkout through the PowerPass app. Get end-to-end support in-store and over the phone. And pick up the bill with flexible payment options, including cash, credit or a 30-day account. Back the winning team. Sign up for PowerPass today. T's and C's apply. See website for details. Bunnings Trade. Helping business is our trade.
That's right, buddy. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioners is giving you up to $500 cash bonus and supporting Heart Kids Australia with every eligible claim. This year, they're celebrating 25 years of designing quality products with unrivaled reliability, superior performance, and cutting-edge technology. So it's no surprise they have the highest levels of customer satisfaction. Put your trust in Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, the experts in air. Terms and conditions apply.
Harvey Norman Furniture and Bedding floor stock clearance on now. Hurry in for big savings on selected floor stock fabric and leather lounges, dining room furniture, office desks and chairs, outdoor furniture, barbecues and more. Massive floor stock clearance on selected mattresses, bedroom furniture, kids furniture, pillows, quilt covers, cushions and more. All priced to clear. Race in for incredible deals on selected floor stock with quick delivery available. Now's the time to buy. Harvey Norman Furniture and Bedding floor stock clearance. Limited time only. Hurry.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Specsavers. Was that the halftime siren? Or did you just get a text? Don't miss a thing with Specsavers Audiology. Book a hearing appointment today for high definition sound at low Specsavers prices.
For McDonald's Red Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy half-time at Marvel Stadium, and the Western Bulldogs lead by 4 points, 7-8-50 to the Sydney Swans, 7-4-46. It was a really good half of football, high-scoring, free-flowing. Ash Chua, give us all the stats.
Well, these are the positives for the Bulldogs. They're winning the territory battle, 32 inside 50s to 23. They're plus 26 in contested ball. Sydney number one in defence, only conceding 67 points per game, but they've allowed the Bulldogs to kick 50 points in a half. Just the Bulldogs scoring accuracy though, 7 goals, 8, 50 up to half time. At one stage they kicked 2 goals, 5 from 7 scoring shots in that second term. But just some leading ball winners. Ed Richards, he's the number one ranked player, 18 disposals, 7 score involvements. Treloar with 16, Bont 15, 12 contested ball, the most on the ground, racked up 10 in that second term alone. Riley West, champion data, have him as the third ranked Bulldog. He's had 10 disposals, 4 tackles, 3 of those inside the attacking 50s, kicked 1 goal, 2. And for the Swans, they're prime movers, their top 2 rated players for this year in Heaney and Warner. Heaney just at 10 touches, just 3 in that second term. Warner also with 10 and a major.
Nice work, Ash, with the Triple M Red Z lending stats. Isaac Smith, the premiership hero of the Hawks and the Cats, is with us in the back row.
Yeah, it's been a great half of footy, and I'd say even though the scoreboard's really tight, Western Bulldogs are up by 4 points, I'd say they've had the running and they've had the majority of the momentum in the first half. They just haven't capitalised on their opportunities. But Sydney are the best team in the comp at the moment, and when they get their opportunity, they pounce. They're so clean. Their ball movement through the middle of the ground, and especially when they take it on the open side, they just slice defences apart, and they've been able to do that tonight as well. It's been a very entertaining game of football to watch, but the Bulldogs, they'd love to take this game because they've got some big games coming up. They've got Collingwood, Brisbane, Freo, North and Port Adelaide. So they've got 4 really difficult teams over the next 5 weeks. So if they could sneak this tonight, their form's been really good the last 2 weeks since that Hawthorn loss, and it'd put them in a really good position.
Isaac, in the first half, you were talking about how one positional change can change the whole structure and look of a side, and that's happening right now with Ed Richards at the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it is, and it's amazing because Tom Liberatore is a brilliant midfielder, and I love how he goes about it. But he's not that guy that picks up the ball and explodes from stoppage. And on 6 or 7 occasions tonight, Ed Richards has got the ball around a stoppage clearance type setup, and he's tucked it under his wing and he's used his legs. And what that does is it forces the midfielders of the opposition to make decisions, and more often than not they'll make the incorrect decision when someone uses their power and drives with their legs, and it means the other midfielders can spit off. But the other thing that it does is Sydney's defence, they're playing in front, then they've got to fold up and try and put pressure on the ball that's coming out the front, and then you get those easy opportunities. And the Bulldogs have probably missed Ugle-Hagan on 2 or 3 opportunities where he's standing there 20 metres out, easy hit up. They've gone for a more difficult kick, and he has made a huge difference to how they're playing. So, and even a little bit's happened with Jamara, with Norton going down. He's now flying at everything in the air, and he looks like the most dangerous forward on the ground.
If you're just joining us, Aaron Norton went down in the first quarter with what looked like a serious knee injury. Haven't got a huge update from the football club yet, but we're hoping for the best. So Aaron Norton subbed out, won't be taking any further part in this game. Amy Clangers happened. Lucky you're with Amy. This is a group effort in the first half.
Sam,
I reckon you get an extra 10% on your kick at Marvel.
Why so?
Well, the roof closed. There's no wind to be, I guess, interfering with the ball flight.
Play on!
No moisture.
Sounds good to me. Triple MC Bus Super Special comments. Isaac Smith, Kate McCarthy in the back row.
I don't know the scientific reasons behind it, Brownie.
It sounded scientific to me.
It certainly goes further when you kick it here.
Physics, that's the scientific reason.
I was thinking biology, but...
Is that where you used to use the Bunsen burner? Clangers happen. Lucky with Amy. Always good to have Isaac Smith. Choice Hotels around the grounds, Ash. Whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, book it. There's a big Friday night clash in Perth.
Yeah, tomorrow night, Optus Stadium. They should get a big crowd there, Brownie. Fremantle taking on the Magpies.
Can't wait for that one. You can download every game of Triple M Footy live on the Listener app. Download it now, LISTNR. We are going to head to a break not far away from the second half kicking off, but it's a 4-point lead here to the Western Bulldogs. 7-8-50 to 7-4-46 for McDonald's Room Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Specsavers. Was that the halftime siren, or did you just get a text? Don't miss a thing with Specsavers Audiology. Book a hearing appointment today for high-definition sound at low Specsavers prices.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Got the winter chills, Jack? For the very best in hot water, install a Ream. With over 80 years of manufacturing in Australia, Ream has been building Aussie tough water heaters for Aussie conditions.
You've talked me into it. Ream have a comprehensive selection of storage, continuous flow, solar and heat pump high efficiency options, plus warranties of up to 12 years on the most advanced Ream water heaters. Ask for Australia's favourite brand that comes on steady, hot and strong. You know the rest. Ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Give yourself a holiday boost with up to 10% off your next break when you book direct at choicehotels.com. Boost your well-being, boost your energy, boost your happiness. Whether you're craving a coastal road trip or rainforest adventure, Choice Hotels has over 170 locations across Australia and New Zealand. Plus, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead. Book it with Choice Hotels. T's and C's apply. See choicehotels.com for full details.
Amy's Only in Australia files. When it's backyard cricket season and the umpire, who's also your mum, calls no ball. But that's irrelevant because now her brand new bay window is smashed. That's when you know the lucky country isn't so lucky. So it's
lucky you're with Amy.
Before buying home building insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. We'll help you find your fit at Bob Jane T-Marts. Want a free tyre? We've got Bridgestone, free. Yokohama, free. Kumho, free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Plus up to $200 instant cashback on selected Bridgestone, Michelin, Continental and Pirelli tyres. We won't be beaten with our best tyre price guarantee. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
Ready to kick goals on and off the field? You need Employment Hero. From hired to retired, it automates all the pesky parts of HR, recruitment and payroll. Plus, it comes with Smart Match, an AI recruitment tool that matches you with top candidates instantly. Imagine never having to search for people or post a job ad again. Join the 300,000 businesses using Employment Hero to tackle employment admin and get your business back in the game. Search Employment Hero today. It's employment solved.
Hey, there he is. How's dad life?
Phil, I'm so tired, but it's the best.
All settled in with everything?
Yeah, pretty much. Switched my super over to C-Bus too.
What's that got to do with your kid?
Oh, well, I really got to make sure this hard work pays off now. You know.
True.
C-Bus Super, making hard work pay off since 1984. To consider if C-Bus is right for you, go to cbussuper.com.au for PDS and TMD. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Cut through the background blah to hear more of the sounds you want to hear with Specsavers Advanced Hearing Technology.
He gives it everything he's got from outside 50. It's a goal!
Book a hearing appointment with our audiology professionals for high-definition sound at low Specsavers prices. Always follow the directions for use.
Tradies, gear up for winter with hard yakka. We're redefining toughness for the colder months. Our new winter range for men and women is here, featuring a huge selection of ultra-warm jackets and vests ready to shield you from the elements. And our iconic 3056 tradie boot, a must-have for the season. Every item crafted for durability and outstanding performance. So get your winter gear sorted at your nearest stockist or visit hardyakka.com. For the Aussie legends of today, Hard Yakka, nothing's tougher.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Bunnings Trade. Bunnings Trade is helping you get the win this tax time with huge deals on top trade brands. Get in before June 30.
Half-time at Marvel Stadium, 7 to 8.50 are the Western Bulldogs, 7-4-46 are the Sydney Swans. Of course, this is the half-time break. Great to have you with you for Specsavers. I've grabbed the wrong headset, Kate. How well am I going?
Oh, no.
Like, I'm on air and I'm talking, but I'm going, why can't I hear myself?
I was going to say, I was wondering why it's sort of muted for a little bit.
Just talk for a second.
Yep, no worries. Welcome back to Marvel Stadium. It is the Western Bulldogs up against the Sydney Swans. And Jack, this one looks like it's going to be a close one, go right down to the wire. What are your special comments on it?
Well, I've got nothing special to say. The reason I knew is, unfortunately, I'm sort of pretty deaf. So when I put someone else's headset on, I can't hear myself, and then I've got Jason saying, you grabbed the wrong bloody headset.
I do see your volume sitting up quite high, and I think, geez, how does that not hurt his ears?
Perils of the job. Third quarter not too far away for Bunnings Trade, who is on your side this tax time. Check out the catalogue in-store or online for the latest redemption offers. New ranges and great value kits from all the heavy hitters like AEG, DeWalt, Makita and more. So get in before the siren sounds on June 30. Tax time sorted with Bunnings Trade. 4 points the difference. Dogs leading. I reckon that would have been the first box tick for Luke Beveridge, wouldn't it have been? Be in the game with the ladder leaders at halftime.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the other thing that they've ticked off is winning the contested possessions, and not just winning, dominating contested possessions. So they're plus 26 in that area of the ground and been able to move the ball really nicely from their front half to their back half. So I think, yes, they'd be pleased with the position that they're in the match, obviously competing so well with Sydney, who are the team to beat so far in this competition. But they could be a little bit more in front even. They've left a few goals out there, a number of times running into open goals, and a couple of misses. One from Bailey Dale, who would have loved to get a goal considering he was tagged at the start of this match. Nothing really sticks it up your tagger more than kicking a goal and looking straight at them. And the other one was Harvey Gallagher as well, who should have finished truly. And even the last play of the game, or the quarter, was young Riley Sanders. A really nice passage of play on this broadcast wing. He had Ugle-Hagan literally on his own in the pocket, and he tried to pull the kick across, the much more difficult kick. Ugle-Hagan would have had a shot from around the corner on his left-hand side, and pretty rudimentary for him, you'd think, with his skill set. So they've left a few goals out there, but the positive is that they're still in front in this one.
Talk to us about the Ed Richards move. He goes into the midfield, has been for about a month now, and he hasn't looked back.
He certainly hasn't, and tonight's been an even better performance. We think we've seen the best of him, and then he brings out more and more each week, and their form resurgence has been a lot to do with this player. So he's had 18 disposals so far this evening, 6 of them contested, but as Isaac said throughout the call, 7 score involvements. His ability to get the ball and just really drive his legs out of stoppage. The very first centre clearance of the game he got by driving his legs, ran straight through the stoppage and then kicked it inside 50. And it is that change of pace that's different. We don't see it from the Bulldogs midfield a whole lot, and he has been a point of difference when he's gone in there.
Ruby Slasher downstairs tonight for Bob Jane T-Marts. Just take us through everything that happened in that first half, Rubes.
So really early on, we saw Anthony Scott, who was in for his first game of the year, head collision with Harry Cunningham. He was done very early in the day, triggered Riley Sanders to come on as that sub. And now the Dogs are one down on the bench after Aaron Norton went down with that knee. But an update from the club, a pretty relieving update so far. Looks like it's a medial ligament, so not the dreaded ACL. Of course, you can't be too sure until you get those scans, but they would have gone into the rooms. Doctors and physios do those tests that they can do on the knees, and they're generally pretty good at telling what they're working with. So looks like a medial ligament. It was that tackle with Lewis Melican where the knee just got trapped really awkwardly under both bodies. It would have been a good 130 kilos coming down on that knee. So really sore there, but good news to know, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that is the go, that it's a medial and not that ACL.
Yeah, and with the mechanism of injury there with the twist as well, it wasn't that change of direction or the landing that we usually see the ACLs on. So definitely a positive for him if he's escaped that. So the way that it did look would definitely be more medial than ACL.
Hey, Rubes, while we've got you, I know you're still new to the team here on Triple M Footy, but I mean, you're a star in your own right. You're doing some beautiful work with Fox Footy, but
signed a beautiful contract extension through the week.
Whoa,
as well.
Hey, I saw that. Getting all the
3 more years for Collingwood.
All that
They
big
couldn't
coin.
get rid of me.
All that big money at Collingwood, but you got thrown a little bit when Brownie tried to get you involved at halftime. Let's take a listen.
Bob Jane Team Arts, Ruby Slasher.
I heard I fresh aired you a couple times.
I threw down to you before, Ruby, and it was my mistake.
Well,
I shouldn't
mate,
have gone.
it's half time. The boys aren't on the field. They're in the change rooms. What am I going to say to you? Yeah, the Oz kickers are looking good.
I thought you might have been off having a beer.
The seagulls are flying low. Like, what do you want from me?
You're not taking any prisoners, are you?
Nah, I'm just kidding. You thought I went again, didn't you? Look, but when there's an opportunity, you got to take it. But I mean, I get one little break at half time. I'm down here working my ass off for you guys up there. I'm sitting here. You guys are up in the box. Give me a breather. You know what I mean? I get a little moment to myself, and Brownie's trying to ruin it for me.
That's brilliant.
Rubes is down there for Bob Jane Team Arts, who, of course, have got a great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. You can call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. Both teams breaking away from their huddles. I think she's made her presence felt pretty early, don't you, Kate?
Oh, she certainly has, and I know Rubes from a long way back from on the field and off the field. She is a very, very strong performer off the field. If you thought she was good on the field,
oh yes,
wait till you see her end of season shenanigans. Oh.
Hang on.
I have heard all about the after hours stuff.
Oh yeah,
legendary. Responsibly,
of course, but very, very much best on ground.
Speaking of legendary after hours, here's Nathan Brown on Triple M Footy.
4-point lead of the Western Bulldogs. I feel like Ruby would be pretty loose at the end of the season.
Yep.
We'll get into that a little bit later. Treloar, quick handball out. English tumbles one forward. It's a bouncing ball. Ball got out the back towards Riley West. A clean bolt, a heap of them. Riley West socket off the ground. Here comes Ed Richards. Kept running with the football. And a big clash of heads again. That was Florent. There's players down everywhere. The Lizard goes for a run. Handballs to Papley. Papley's had a fair bit of it. Right foot looking for Warner. Going back with the flight. The bounce eludes him. Now he's got it. Puts the afterburners on. Lowers the eyes. Handballs over the top. And Hayward to finish off. First blood to the Swans. Looks like a few players coming off. Ollie Florent had a clash of heads behind him. So too Ed Richards. He's in the hands of the trainers. He's coming off. But a 2-point lead to Sydney, 8-4-52, 7-8-50 the Dogs.
Yeah, just saw him very disappointed on the replay as well. So I think he might know that he's going to have to at least go down and get a scat done. But Ribs will be all over it. But looked very despondent and disappointed.
And Brownie Mares Hayward just finished there, kicked a beautiful goal. Has that had another 100,000 on the contract, Brownie? Or?
Well, he's kicked 2 tonight. We're hearing 900 to $1 million as the Harvey Norman replay. A big clash of heads. And Ed Richards went down first. And it looks like Florent got a second hit on the way down. So there's the first one. And then another one comes in and cops another big hit from Darcy.
Right on the cheekbone as well. You can see that's nice and red already.
Ed Richards is like, all right, I've had 18 already in the first half. You can't take me off. I've got Brownlow votes coming up here.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy. Adam Treloar's had a busy night, but that time he's dispossessed. Great tackling pressure from the Swans. Warner waits his pass nicely. Gets Logan McDonald involved. About 40 metres out, a little worse than a 45-degree angle.
That was a cheap shot on Richards there, Kate.
I said his cheek was red, not his hair.
Dan.
Sure he did.
Set shots this year, Logan McDonald. 10 goals, 9. He was goalless last week for the first time this season. To give Sydney 2 inside the first 3 minutes. Looks fantastic off the boot. They've come out with a purpose, the Swans. They're 9-4-58. Bulldogs 7-8-50. Triple M Bunny straight scoreboard.
That was a brilliant finish by Mike McDonald there. He still looks like, though, he's growing into his body. He doesn't look like he's properly filled out and he's fully got his coordination at AFL level, but he'll be a scary presence when he does.
Triple M Red Z, quarters won in the second half. Sydney have won 17 out of 20. Bulldogs only 10 out of 20.
Bob Jane team arts, Ruby Slisher.
Ed Richards gone straight down into the rooms after that collision with Ollie Florence, so they'll do an assessment with him and see if he's good to go. But he looked pretty with it on the bench, to be honest, so we'll see how he goes.
Bob Jane team arts, a great buy three, get one free plus. Here's the cashback deals call. Shop online today, T's and C's apply. So 4 of the last 5 to Sydney. And a bounce in the middle. The Dogs need to respond.
Yep.
Tap won by Grundy. Handball comes out. Harms smothered off the boot. Bouncing ball. McInerney fell over. Treloar on the left. Again. Inside forward 50 to Darcy. Can't mark it. Had a good bite at it. Jamara Ugle-Hagan tried to snap it out of the pack. Handball comes back to Jamara. Another one. Goes back all the way to McRae. There's 60 metres out now on a short ball. And he finds Caleb Daniel. About 45 out just inside the boundary.
That's one thing they have done really well tonight. I think I commented on it in the first term, but that kick going inside 50, they've lowered their eyes. They've allowed the person that's receiving the footy to lead up at the ball and kept it low and flat.
Look, Caleb Daniel might give himself a bit of an arc here. Run around from 48. Kick on the way. It's going to have to come back a fair bit, and it does. Umpire's fallen over. He's not going to know what the hell's going on. No, he's calling for the boundary umpires. He's going, what the hell happened? I hit the deck. And he's having a chat to the umpire.
It always fascinates me the positions that goal umpires get themselves in when there's a big pack forming on the line.
Oh,
hang on.
That is...
Review underway.
I reckon I can see a finger there inside the post.
The soft call is a behind as well, so keep that in mind.
So this will be a behind. Having a look at Caleb Daniel, he looks distraught.
So they need sufficient evidence to overturn this, seeing as it's being called a behind by the umpire.
Looking at this angle, the ball is touched before crossing the back of the goal line. Decision on scoreboard.
That's good. Quick score review. We like those ones.
No score. Isn't it a behind? He's pressed the wrong button there.
I think so. As Blakey pushes the button and plays on out of fullback, kicks it straight up the middle of Marvel Stadium. Looks for Heaney in a one-on-one with Harms, had it knocked away, but now Heaney's been called for a high tackle on Bontempelli.
Bontempelli just convinced the umpire then by looking at him.
Bont plays on, sends it towards the goal square. Jamara! Like a suction cup in his hand.
Aaron, you're on the mark.
Takes the mark, 15 out directly in front.
We said in the first half that with Norton going down, Ugle-Hagan was flying at everything in that forward 50, and he's just flown over the top of Sam Darcy there and put the one mid out, and it sticks.
Pretty poor defence from Milliken, let him run from everywhere then.
He's looked dangerous all night long, Jamara Ugle-Hagan. He's got 2 in Sir Doug Nicholls' round. 8-9, plays 9-4, a point the difference. Triple M Bunnings straight scoreboard.
Well, you felt like they need to wrestle back a little bit of momentum after Sydney got the jump on them early in this third term, and they've done it. They've answered the questions. They've been able to get the ball out of the middle, keep it in their forward half, and that was just some individual brilliance from Jamara Ugle-Hagan to clunk that one. Milliken was dirty on himself looking at the Harvey Norman replay. He let him get worked off and then was nowhere near him to have any sort of touching distance.
And where we said the Bulldogs could have an advantage tonight is the contested marks, and the contested marks inside 50. Bulldogs have taken 4, Sydney have taken none. Their big men are playing the aerial contest really well, and that's where they're getting the advantage tonight.
So McDonald's Remont Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Handball out of the middle comes to Heaney. Heaney's looking for Goulden. It's a bouncing ball that got away from him. No, but here's Warner. Picked it up, had a bounce. Got players on the outer side. One of those was Lloyd. Lloyd marked it. Stepped inside. Right foot. Still outside 50 looking for Campbell. Braden Campbell. Got a cannon of a left foot on him. And that's what he elects to use. Looking for Armadi and McDonald. Can't mark it. Ball got out the back to Treloar. Handball to Harms. Back to Treloar. Handball again to Dale and Bontempelli.
What are his numbers, two-man? Marcus Bontempelli, Red Z Lending.
17 touches, 13 contested ball, most on the ground.
Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed. RED.com. Swans by a point. So we tick up to 8 minutes into the third quarter.
Very tight formation the Swans are playing with. If they can get this over the top.
That's what Dale tries to do. High and long to half forward. Good body use from Fraser. In game number 3, marks and plays on. That kick's got him out 9 metres. Sanders told to play on. He's got a decision to make from just outside 50. Laces out Ugle-Hagan. It slips straight through his hands. And the Swans walk it to the boundary line via Francis.
It was almost like it was too easy for Jamara. That was the easiest of all of them tonight. It slipped straight through his hands.
They've torched him a few times, and he was upset. On that occasion, they used him, and he dropped it. But it's in the Dogs' attacking zone. Boundary throw in. Darcy and Grundy. Grundy won it, and then tried to track the footy back. Picked up by Warner at a bounce. Got a runner on the outside of McInerney. McInerney with the right foot puts it out in front of Wicks. Wicks has got 2 to beat. He kept his feet. Adams got him for help. Adams picked the footy up at a fumble. Wicks is still there. Underground handball. Bailey Williams got him. Quick handball. Bramble. Now it's out of bounds.
Is that a bounce?
Just the half-forward line for the Dogs. Aaron Norton down on the bench for the Harvey Norman replay.
Player that looks like he's really threatening to take this game away from the Bulldogs is Chad Warner in this third term. He's had a few very important touches already.
Get to you in a moment, Stu, with his numbers. Here's Bontempelli with another disposal. Got boots of ball. It'll bounce just inside the boundary line. And over about 45 from the Dogs got.
Yeah, spot on, Kate. 5 touches already in this quarter, opposed to 10 in the first half.
And the one for the Doggies is harm. Since Richards has gone up, he's gone into the middle of the ground. He's had a few important defensive contests, but also won a bit of his own ball.
Really good game of footy, this one. Swans by a point here at Marvel Stadium. 9 minutes gone in the third quarter. There's a scrap at ground level. Garcia was almost through for the Dogs. Bontempelli likewise. No space for Grundy. And Darcy and Harms bring him to ground.
Thanks, guys.
Who's leading all comers, Ash?
Brody, Sam,
Trelaw, 20 disposals. He's averaging 33 this year, 36 last 3 games.
Harms again, worked his way through, that'll be holding the ball. He just dropped it flat out. James Jordan doesn't look to be doing a run with roll with anybody. Looks for McDonald. Got him. Armadi ducks back. Going to be smothered off the boot. Not sure how he thought that ball was ever going to get through. The man was half a millimetre away from him, and he tried to kick it. And now the ball's into the middle on Latham Vandermeer. He's got English on centre wing, the big man. The tall version of Bill Clinton moves it forward to Bontempelli. Bontempelli on the left. Screwing ball looking for Sanders. It got through to Darcy. Darcy handball. Harms hit the belly of the footy out of bounds on the full.
What is he, the tall version of Bill Clinton?
He looks exactly like him.
Absolutely accurate, Brownie. That's a very good way to summarise.
The younger version of Bill Clinton, obviously.
Hopefully stays out of strife.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Here's Gallagher. Uses Bailey Williams now on the wing. Liam Jones kicks for Sanders. Gordon did well not to give away a free kick when his back was facing the player. Heaney to the wing. Puts it out in front of Armadi, who's a nice athlete. Shares a handball to Gordon. Kicks from a standing start to Papley at half forward. Almost hung onto the mark. Now Wicks is lurking around. 65 away from Sydney's goal. Now 75. Now 80. As Armadi works back to Gordon. Beautiful use inside to Lloyd.
He wants to use Cunningham, but instead he's got Heaney. Heaney's got Rowbottom and also Campbell. Marks at 55 out. He can go the journey from there. He's got a good lead on from Papley. Papley got absolutely cleaned up. Umpire said play on. Sydney can't believe it. The Dogs on the rebound. Through the middle of the ground to Sanders. Sanders one way, then the other. Got a player on the outer side. That's Garcia. Moves the ball quickly to Jamara. Jamara about 80 metres from home. Vandermeer leads into the pocket. Harms leads up at him, but a slow ball now. Darcy one-on-one. That's where he goes. A high ball. Now it's 2-on-1. Darcy, taller player, brought it to ground level. Garcia kept running, bouncing ball. 4-1 behind.
So it's Fraser that's been pushed forward to try and make up for that, I guess, replacement for Aaron Norton. So we saw him start in the back line. He's been flipped forward. Another one on Riley Sanders. This would be the best game I think I've seen him play at the level. So he's gone back to the VFL, got a bit of confidence up. Just his composure out there tonight has been very, very good.
Riley Sanders, two-man, Red Z lending.
Yeah, he's had 11 disposals, a couple of clearances.
Number 6 in last year's draft, as we mentioned earlier. Grundy on the wing, played on, but Keith was right next to him. Grundy had to handball away to Warner. He was buffeted off. He's that man on cue, Sanders, but just as you praise someone, he sprays it out of bounds on the foot.
I know contested possession isn't everything, and scores are 58 apiece here, but Bulldogs are plus 31. They've had so many opportunities in this game. They're winning the contest in tight, but Sydney is so slick when they get their opportunities.
Francis goes to centre-half back. Here's Lewis Melican, who signed a contract extension last week.
Cunningham at half back on the outer side. Players take a deep breath. There's been a frantic pace. Cunningham wide, pushed in the back by McDonald. Not seen by the umpire inside the forward half. Jones dropped what he should have taken. Now he's under pressure. Got a bit of an issue. At ground level, he tried to get it out. Still with Sydney. Bouncing ball, top of the square. And eventually, it's going to be a free kick. Deliberate. And Wicks will be the recipient.
Taylor, play on.
So Wicks plays on, snaps the footy across his body, and a goal of the Swans. They're back in front. 64 plays 58.
Alex Keith there, who tried to knock the ball through the points, I think, and he threw it straight out of bounds on the full, and Wicks gets the opportunity to snap the ball. And he doesn't miss too many opportunities, Wicks, and great finish. And we're talking about how doggies are all over this game at the moment. Contested possession, they're up by plus 31, but Sydney, they're just so slick, and when they get their opportunities, they're making the most of it. 10 goals forward, 8 goals 10.
Yeah, and in this quarter, Sydney only 5 entries, but they've kicked 3 goals straight. Bulldogs 7 inside 50s for just the 1 goal 2.
Now Sam Wicks with his first. 16 disposals and a goal last week against the Blues.
We're good.
It's been a whole lot of fun, this game.
Each time you think a team's got it under control, the other one comes back and kicks one.
For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. Warner's had a lot of it in this third quarter. That time spun back into trouble. His handball was battered down. McInerney picked up the ground ball. And Sanders drives him into the Marvel Stadium turf.
He's so impressive, Warner, when he gets the ball. He just backs himself to break that first tackle every time.
English slapped it forward. Florent took the momentum from half-back to half-forward with a scrubby ball. It bounces off hands, and Liam Jones had to wait for it for a while. Amati ran away from it. Duray went towards it. Hayward dispossessed. Gordon 55 out. Big smother from Bailey Williams. And here come the Dogs the other way.
Francis dropped what he should have taken. Gives the Dogs an opportunity, looking for Vandermeer. Can it sit for him? He's got Florent hot on his heels. He gave him the don't argue. Right foot, top of the square, looking for Darcy. Jamara's there too. And the Sydney Swans get back with a timely fist through for a rush behind. 59 plays 64. Good smother by Bailey Williams.
Brilliant.
You're right about Chad Warner, Isaac. He's number 2 in the league for broken tackles. Who would you think number 1 would be?
I reckon it's Mr. Harley Reid.
I think you're right.
Stand. Wow.
There's Golden. Marks at centre-half back. A bounce and assesses. Always finds a target. Danger signs here for Sydney. Warner tried to be a little too unselfish and get Amati involved. English and Jones collaborate for the Dogs, and they save another goal.
How good was that kick from Jones then under pressure? Rolls onto the left and just finds the only player free. That's composed.
And I know the decision from Warner is the selfless one to try and find a target, but when someone of his calibre gets the ball 40 metres out, you can see the goals, the shoulders are pointing that way. You'd love him just to knock it over.
Isaac Smith and Kate McCarthy, Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off since 1984.
Harvey Gallagher had a good start to his career. Smothered off the boot though, wasn't his best moment. Opportunity now for Isaac's mate Bramble. who thought he was going to run around about 8 players, Gary Ablett style, and he got absolutely slaughtered into the ground. And now the Sydney Swans through Gordon never misses a target on the outer side. They move the ball nicely. They should be able to score from here. Called to play on McDonald, top of the square. He's found Warner. Took a long time to distribute that football, but in the end made the right choice.
3 metres. Time back
I
on.
never understand that decision when the man on the mark, when they take a mark inside 50, pulls back 5, doesn't stand the mark, press him, make him go back, force him to kick over fingers.
Chad Warner to extend the lead to 11 points. Makes no mistake. Sydney get back to back. They've kicked 4 of the last 5. 11-point margin.
Well, the kicking efficiency, the difference in this one at the moment. Sydney by foot, 84%. The Bulldogs, 69%. And having a look at Warner, he's had 18 disposals and 2 goals. In the third term alone, he's had 8 and a goal to go with it. And we've still got 8 minutes to go in this third term.
Ruby Slicer, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Dane Rampy's just taken the field for the first time in about 10 minutes. He spent a lot of time on the bench. I do wonder whether it was when he got cleaned up by Sam Darcy in that collision in the second quarter. He looked pretty sore after that. Spent a lot of time on the bench, but Matt Roberts, the sub, never looked like warming up. So see how Dane Rampy runs out the rest of the game. And just a reminder of Aaron Norton looking like a medial ligament after that tackle from Lewis Melican.
Nicely done by you, Rubes. Bob Jane T-Marts. Have a great buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. You can call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. That bounce could have almost come back.
How many weeks is a medial, Kate?
4 to 6 if it's on the lower end. He's already in a brace though, so that means it's a pretty bad one to start with.
That's Trelaw. Tackled by James Jordan. The ball's not getting out, so 5 metres away from the centre circle. Swans 11-4-70. Bulldogs 8-11-59. Thursday night footy here at Marvel Stadium. The Swans looking to make it 7 wins in a row. And they are very good at this. When they want to slow the game down, they can just bottle it up. Two-man, Red's Ed Lending.
And Sydney, they're number 1 for pressure differential. They're leading that stat tonight, 181 to 171. They're plus 18 in tackles, number 2 in that stat.
Just keep an eye on James Jordan. He looks like he might have changed roles and might have gone to Adam Trelaw as Marty at half forward. Pull kick straight back to the Dogs. The mark taken by Alex Keith, the former swing bowler, asked to play on. Looking for Vandermeer. Marks it nicely in front of Florent.
2 metres.
So he's right on centre wing. 7 minutes to go. 11-point lead to Sydney. Goes back to Bailey Dale, who started with the tag of Jordan. Now got a bit of freedom to Bailey Williams. The outer side, and here's Isaac's mate, Doc Duray. He chips the footy over the top. Frazier. He's got a runner. Bailey Williams. Right foot, looking for no one in particular. And kicked it straight back to Sydney.
Fatigue's starting to hit the game, but Sydney still are so capable of setting up that formation defence, and it's making it difficult when it's a slow play for the Bulldogs to get through it, and in turn they just have to kick it straight back to him.
Melican up the line. Thought McLean got hands on that first, but McDonald's been paid the mark and he plays on. There's a whistle at 50.
Bit of back chat.
A few of the players haven't heard it.
Play stopped. You got it, Nate? Yeah. Straight up there.
So it's good saying.
Who's it to? Logan McDonald. Logan McDonald.
Generous 52 from the umpire.
I think the players are all
Come out.
That's
a bit shocked that this was a 50.
from the far wing, the defensive side of the far wing, and he's come all the way up to about 40 metres out. 45.
Logan McDonald now from directly in front to extend the Swans' lead. To the boos of the Bulldogs fans, he leans back on the kick and it stays out to the left. 11-5, place 8-11. Roots, Bob Jane T-Marts.
More bad news for the Bulldogs. Ed Richards ruled out after that head collision with Ollie Florent. The club confirming that. So not only will he be out for this really important last quarter, but he'll also miss the big clash with the Pies next week.
Is that 2 left on the bench?
2 down.
So just remind us what's happened tonight. 3 Bulldogs players have gone down, Root.
Anthony Scott head collided with Harry Cunningham real early in the first quarter. He went down. Aaron Norton with that knee, medial ligament. As we see, Swans getting on the board here. No. How good's my calling? Let's get me up there. It's better than when I panicked my first time. Oh, well. And as we said, Ed Richards with that head knock there. So we've got 3 dogs in the injury ward.
Ruby Slasher, Triple M. Bob Jane Team Arts doing a great job down there. A little bit of calling as well was nice. So Bontempelli couldn't pick it up because Garcia beat him to it. And then Garcia paddled it towards the Sydney player McDonald. Trelaw slides in. He's tackled by Rowbottom. Well, the ball up. What's catching your fancy today, Ash?
Trelaw a little bit quieter in this third quarter, Brown. He had 16 in the first half, just 4 in this term.
Triple M Red Z lending stats.
I think James Jordan's taking him on a date.
Yep.
That's old Bear Jordan. Brownie's got in there and
He's got the bear hug going.
got the job done.
Jumped on his back.
English
Said no more left footers for you.
to the wing. And Rampy kicks on his right foot, which you don't see often. And McDonald handballs to Wicks against the boundary line. Broadcast side, Wicks kept it in. McInerney, chain of handballs. Hayward couldn't take it away. Bontempelli always that step ahead. Here come the Bulldogs at halfback. Garcia runs out of room. Slipped over. And he got away with one there. Umpire Nathan Williamson said there was no prior. Ball up, Medallion Club wing.
James Harms is helping him up, so he should. He just absolutely sold him up the river. He said, here, you have this. Someone's about to smash you.
Bontempelli inside out Torp. The fist came backwards about 30 metres. First one there was Garcia. The 1-2 to Sanders. Garcia with a standing start. Only as far as the Lizard Blake, who takes off. And he has a bounce at half-back. Wants his left foot. He has a second bounce. He's had a third bounce. He's got the handball out. Broke open the play. Hayward just needs to pick it up. He got the ball out. Can he get it to Jordan? He does. Jordan to Wicks. Wicks got absolutely run down. Holding the ball. Big play by the Dogs. And Jack McRae wins it back.
What a tackle from Lockie Bramble. Oh, that was fantastic. We've seen him do a lot with the footy, but that was a great defensive chase down.
Nothing between these two teams tonight as Rampy changes direction to centre half back.
Stand now, Taylor, stand.
Tom Papley, ball in hand.
You feel like, Jack, the more this game opens up, the more it's playing into the Sydney Swans' hands.
11-5-71 the Swans. The Bulldogs 8-11-51. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. Bunnings Trade is helping you get the win this tax time with huge deals on all the top trade brands. Get in before June 30. Florent holds it up on the wing. Told to play on and does. Armani in good position. Whoa, incredible! Hang time to the max from Chad Warner.
10 metres both sides.
That is something special.
Chad, that's your line.
There's nothing this man can't do.
1 metre. Yeah, that's your line. Stand.
Now to cap off his good work and to extend the lead for Sydney, who are playing like winners right now. Big mark, big goal, and he wants to tell everyone about it. 12-5-77 of the Swans. Bulldogs 8-11-59. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
We all know how good Isaac Heaney's start to the season was, but Warner is now absolutely feeling it. You don't see him sit on heads too often. He's breaking tackles. He's running out of centre clearances, and then he's absolutely sat on 2 Bulldogs' heads there and taken a spectacular mark.
Well, he's the one that's taken this game away from the Bulldogs. We said it early in the third term, and his game's just gotten better and better the longer that this quarter has gone on, Ash.
Yeah, and Champion Data at halftime had him as the 18th ranked player on the ground. He's now at number 3. 19 disposals, 9 in this quarter, along with 2 goals, 3 majors for the game.
He was on Bontempelli then, who didn't go with him. And Warner got stuck into him after he kicked the goal. Back in the middle. They've kicked 5 of the last 6 goals, and the Dogs now need to respond. Ball goes wide to Gallagher. Picks it up, row bottom. Tried to get to him. Then it was half forward. Vandermeer couldn't take it with him. Goulden underneath the pack with the ball up. 2 minutes 24 to go before three-quarter time.
Big couple of minutes here for the Dogs, Kate.
Well, they can't concede any more points. Need to try and get one back.
Sydney, as Ash told us, do a lot of their good work in third quarters. It's where they break games open, and it's happening right now before our very eyes. Here's Warner again, dances around Jones at left half forward, could have gone himself. This time shares with a short pass to Amati. 45 out, a little worse than a 45-degree angle.
They need to do something about this, the Bulldogs. They need to stop Chad Warner somehow, and when they get the ball, it has worked for them the last few weeks, going quick and going direct to goal, but they need to control a bit of the momentum. They've got 2 on the bench, and as Kate said before, when it's opening up, Bulldogs are the team that are hurting at the moment. The Swans are running on top of them.
2 goals in the first quarter for Joel Amati. He can't add to that as he misses to the left-hand side. It's a 19-point lead on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. A minute 30 remaining in the third quarter.
Can the Dogs get a late one? They kick it wide to Bailey Dale. On the defensive 50, Gordon stands the mark.
Play on. Play on.
Called to play on. Gordon rushes at him, puts him under pressure. Has to kick with his left. It's okay.
Stand, Jones.
And Mark taken out there by Gallagher. Hey. Gallagher, short ball.
Play on.
Bailey Williams.
Hey.
Bailey Williams, looping handball. Gives a big look at it to the Lizard, who mowed it down and put it out of bounds.
What's Warner now, Two-Man?
So he's now the number 1 ranked player after being ranked 18th at halftime. 20 disposals, 10 in this quarter, 3 goals for the game.
And in the first half, he had 10 and 1.
Yep.
All-Australian nominee a couple of years ago. If he keeps this form up, he's a walk-up start at the end of the season. Harms flicks a handball to Gallagher, who's got multiple Swans all around him and all over him.
That next generation of midfielders really taking the competition by storm. It's going to be an exciting 10 years, I reckon.
Well, at the moment, the two of them could be leading the Brownlow here, Heaney and Warner. They're stealing votes off each other the way that it's looking.
And they kick goals too, Kate. 15 goals coming into tonight for Chad Warner, 16 for Isaac Heaney, and 8 for Errol Goulden.
Well, Errol's sort of the one that's fallen to a little. He still had great stats and a great season, but he's the one that's falling a little bit to the wayside because of how good these two are.
And half forward, ball off hands. Williams in tight to Treloar. They've still got time, the Dogs. 14 seconds. Bramble arches the back. Ugle-Hagan with a couple to beat. Good contest. Kept the ball alive. Vandermeer on hands and knees. Tried to access Darcy but couldn't. Francis can take it away. And Sydney own the third quarter. 30 minutes that shows exactly why they are the top of the table team right now. 12-6-78 plays the Bulldogs, 8-11-59. A quarter remaining here at Marvel Stadium for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Bunnings Trade. Tackle this season with Bunnings Trade Power Pass, the essential addition to every tradies toolkit. Apply today. T's and C's apply. See website for details.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
The new Feisty McSpicy range at Macca's. Things just got feisty.
Installery. Installery. Installery.
Well, the hottest of hot water you've ever seen. Ream comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on.
Ream's been proudly manufacturing here in Australia for over 80 years.
Install a Ream. Install a Ream.
So ask your plumber for Ream, Australia's #1.
What's on your Aussie bucket list? Sitting around the campfire on a beach at Exmouth after fishing all day? Exploring the tip of Cape York or the bottom of the Eyre Peninsula? Do it all in a titanium caravan. Australian made, Australian owned, superior quality and ultimate comfort. With titanium caravans, you can go off-road and off-grid in total luxury. Experience titanium caravans for yourself in their Epping showroom or visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
At Bunnings Trade, we can help you get the win with Power Pass. Get exclusive prices on heavy hitters like AEG, Makita, DeWalt, Pazload, Bosch and loads more. Break through the pack with fast checkout through the Power Pass app. Get end-to-end support in-store and over the phone. And pick up the bill with flexible payment options, including cash, credit or a 30-day account. Back the winning team. Sign up for Power Pass today. T's and C's apply. See website for details. Bunnings Trade. Helping business is our trade.
That's right, buddy. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioners is giving you up to $500 cash bonus and supporting Heart Kids Australia with every eligible claim. This year, they're celebrating 25 years of designing quality products with unrivaled reliability, superior performance, and cutting-edge technology. So it's no surprise they have the highest levels of customer satisfaction. Put your trust in Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, the experts in air. Terms and conditions apply.
Harvey Norman Furniture and Bedding floor stock clearance on now. Hurry in for big savings on selected floor stock, fabric and leather lounges, dining room furniture, office desks and chairs, outdoor furniture, barbecues and more. Massive floor stock clearance on selected mattresses, bedroom furniture, kids furniture, pillows, quilt covers, cushions and more. All priced to clear. Race in for incredible deals on selected floor stock with quick delivery available. Now's the time to buy. Harvey Norman Furniture and Bedding floor stock clearance. Limited time only. Hurry.
Give yourself a holiday boost with up to 10% off your next break when you book direct at choicehotels.com. Boost your well-being, boost your energy, boost your happiness. Whether you're craving a coastal road trip or rainforest adventure, Choice Hotels has over 170 locations across Australia and New Zealand. Plus, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead. Book it with Choice Hotels. T's and C's apply. See choicehotels.com for full details.
Amy's Only in Australia files. When it's backyard cricket season and the umpire, who's also your mum, calls no ball. But that's irrelevant because now her brand new bay window is smashed. That's when you know the lucky country isn't so lucky. So it's
Lucky you're with Amy.
Before buying home building insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for titanium caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious titanium caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
5 goals to 1 in the third quarter for the Swans, and they own a handy lead at three-quarter time. 12-6-78 to the Bulldogs, 8-11-59 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. If your hot water needs replacing, go for one that's steady, hot and strong. Ask your plumber to install a Ream. Triple M rocks footy. Thursday night footy, of course. Isaac Smith, Kate McCarthy, the two-man Ash Chewer, Nathan Brown, Jack Heverin, and on the boundary for Bob Jane T-Mart's Ruby Slusher.
That's right, Anthony Scott. So just recapping for the Dogs, Anthony Scott out in the first with that head collision with Harry Cunningham. His that game finishing before it even really got started for him. Aaron Norton walking towards me out of the huddle now in that knee brace. Looking like a medial. They'll get scans tomorrow to double check, but their fingers are crossed for a medial and not that dreaded ACL. That was in that tackle with Lewis Melican. And then another big blow, losing Ed Richards at the time of the head collision. He was leading the ground with disposals. I think he had 18 at the time that he went off. So they've lost him with a head knock as well with a collision with Ollie Florent. So he won't just miss this game, as we said. They've got a big game against the Pies next weekend, a massive one for him to be missing, considering the form he's been in.
Rubes is down there for Bob Jane T-Marts, who've got a great buy three, get one free, plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. Tuman, Red Z Lending.
Recapping Chad Warner. First half, 37 ranking points with 10 touches and a goal. In that third quarter alone, 80 ranking points with 10 disposals and 2 goals. Gordon's been busy with 21 and a major. And for the Bulldogs, 23 to Trelaw. Bont, 22 possessions, 16 of those contested.
Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com. Kate McCarthy and Isaac Smith on Triple M footy.
Well, we were talking about it most of the evening, the inefficiency going forward from the Bulldogs, and just the Swans on the other hand, they're just at the other end of the scale. Whenever they go forward, they've taken marks or they've been able to hit the scoreboard, and they only had 4 more inside 50s in that term, so it was 14-10 in the Sydney Swans' favour. They kicked 5 goals 2, the Bulldogs kicked 1 goal 3, so that's where the difference in this game has come from.
They're strong finishers, Sydney, as well. They are 9-1 in fourth quarters this year, plus 85. Big challenge now ahead of the Dogs. They've been gallant all night long. They're down on soldiers, and they're playing a very good footy team. Grundy with the first clearance. He kicks a spiralling ball to half forward. Adams was almost through. Hayward there for support. There's tap back for Bramble. He dragged the ball in, and Adams gets him, and it'll be tossed up. 55 around from Sydney's goal.
Tim, Brody.
So the ball up, Grundy tapped it. Warner couldn't take it. He went through pretty quickly. Hayward's got it. Handballs to Florent. Florent stepped in and out of trouble. Top of the square. Over the back. Can't mark it. Was McLean. Front of the pack. Bailey Williams has to be clean. Got it out. Gallagher. Smothered off the boot. Warner. He's kicked 3. Warner. He's kicked 4. Electric. He's torn this game apart. And the Sydney Swans now with a game-high 25-point lead and a PB, 4 goals for Warner.
He's playing on a different level to anyone else on the oval at the moment. He's been by far the best player on the ground in this second half. But what I love about Warner's game, we talked about a little bit in the first half, is as soon as he sees grass in front of him, he just looks behind him. And we saw vision this week of him smiling and having a bit of a laugh. But he literally turns around and smiles at the opposition, takes off, and then just puts that through from 25 metres out.
Great smother by Hayward.
Really good forward pressure in that passage from the Swans to get that turned over. And then Chad, the best finisher that they've got at the moment in this club.
Pick number 39 in his draft year. What a pickup. By the end of the season, he may very well be one of the best midfielders in the competition.
I think he is already.
If he isn't already. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy. Bulldogs desperately need the next goal. They trail by 25 points. Rampy controls things at half-back. Gordon, the short little right foot pass for Warner. Just got worried out of it that time. Treloar gives a handball to Daniel. They must find a target inside 50. And they do. Harms on the end of the lead, marks 40 metres out.
Geez, Harms has played in nearly all 3 lines so far this evening. He's been the one that they shoved into the middle of the ground to try and plug the hole that Richards left. He's played a bit on the wing where we've seen him play most of the games for the Bulldogs, off half-back, and now they've flipped him forward.
Kicked 2 goals last week. They desperately need this one to go through the Dogs. Looks good. They stay in the hunt. 9-11-65 plays 13-6-84. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
He's been one of Dogs' best tonight as well. As you said, Kate, he's played all over the ground. When Ed Richards went off, he had to go into the midfield, and his defensive pressure was really good on there. I actually thought they might throw him to Chad Warner with how influential he's been, but great to see the Bulldogs get that turnover, and it's amazing when you can get front half turnovers, the damage that can cause. The opposition defence isn't structured up, and they find Harms on a little hit up, and he finishes beautifully.
Come in here, guys.
So that breaks a run of 4 goals for the Sydney Swans. Harms gets his first. What are his numbers, Ash? Triple M Red Z Lending.
He's had 17 disposals, 3 clearances, and kicked a major.
So a 19-point margin. Plenty of time to go for the Dogs. Bontempelli being playing forward at the moment. Treloar out of the middle. A bouncing ball down towards half forward. Bounces over the head of a couple. Wicks and Gordon are the first ones there. Gordon takes it. Wants to go on his left and gets a better option by hand. To Florent, McDonald, McLean. At ground level is Dale. Dale goes backwards and a squeezing kick, and he finds Bailey Williams at half back.
Are they at that stage yet, Izzy, where they're going to start taking some chances, the Dogs?
Oh, I don't think so. There's still nearly 18 minutes to go in this quarter, and they're worrying 19 points down. They can use the ball a bit, but I don't think they have to be overly aggressive with it. Hold possession a little bit. They've only got 2 on the bench, as we've mentioned. Try and conserve a bit of energy. And the kicks like that aren't going to help.
That's not a good one from Gallagher. Turns it over in the wrong part of town. Heaney streaming forward. Has Warner from just outside 50. Not 15. Went with a short pass to Hayward, who got dispossessed. Now back to Warner. 45 out from goal. Caleb Daniel hangs on for dear life. He was like the skier on the back of a boat. He just hung on for as long as he could. And he wins the free kick.
I thought Warner was going to walk him into the goals there.
Just getting dragged through the wake, Jack.
Play on.
A mouthful of whitewash.
Bailey Dale goes to Bailey Williams in the back pocket. What are Williams' numbers, Ash?
Said 19 disposals.
He's been good for the Dogs, playing as a wingman. High ball looking for Jamara, and Darcy in from the side.
Sam Darcy.
It's a beautiful mark.
Sam Darcy, your kick. Stand.
So Jamara takes a while to get up. Darcy scans the area, wants to move the ball laterally.
Leave it on.
Look how many
Play on.
Swans are in that 30-metre arc, defensively set up, making short kicks so difficult.
Sell some candy around Francis. I think I ever saw his dad sell candy. That's the first for the Darcy clan. Trelaw out of bounds on the full. We've seen a lot of players kick the belly of the football. We're trying to snap it tonight.
James kick.
And a free kick will go to the Sydney Swans.
Clear up. Outside 5. Outside 5, James.
I would have loved to see Trelaw double back there. All the Bulldogs' numbers were behind him. He was running onto his right foot, and it was a difficult finish. Gives the ball straight back to the Swans.
6 minutes gone, final quarter. What about that exit kick from defensive 50 from Rampy?
Outside 5.
Spot
Outside
on
5.
for McDonald.
Ream.
Play on. You.
James Jordan. Kicks to a pack on the wing. Broadcast side, Grundy kept it moving for the Swans. Papley with a couple to beat. Excellent work. Use the body. Lucks of fortune. Falls to Warner. And Taylor Adams runs it into goal. As easy as you like. 13-6-84 the Swans. Bulldogs 9-11-65. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Yeah, great goal from Sydney there, but Jones was trying to protect the space so Dr. A could come back and take the mark. He had front position on his Sydney forward. He would have been better off probably just attacking the football if he had his time again. He probably would have taken a pretty easy intercept mark, but in turn, Sydney get the spill. They got numbers everywhere. Warner collects his 10th score involvement, and how many goal assists has he had with his 4 goals, True Man?
Yeah, Triple M Red Z lending stats. I'll come back to you in 2 ticks, Izzy.
This Jones made a real meal of that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And Chad Warner from 40, running with an open goal, gave the handball off. Izzy, would he given that one off?
No, he should have kicked it, to be honest. He would have had 5.
Would have been a bag of 5. Bouncing ball, the Dogs into attack. The Lizard Blakey worked his way through. Trelaw couldn't take it with him. Gould was good. Handball up to James Jordan, as we like to call him, Bear Jordan. And that is wide. That's very unlike Jordan.
Outside 10 metres.
So
Outside 10 metres.
he's had 3 goal assists, Brownie. He's had 4 goals, 10
Play
score
on,
involvements. It's not a bad day, is it?
It's a complete game. Isaac. The Dogs going to 50 again. At the back, Wicks. Handball. Not sure it was a handball. Jamara. Snapping ball. High. Has he got one back? He hasn't.
Clear.
One behind. Even 4 goals.
Move out.
Dogs still have
Move
more
out.
scoring shots, 21-20. But the scoreline reads 9-66 in favour of Sydney.
They're just so clinical, the Swans, when they get their opportunities.
Isaac Smith, Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off since 1984. Kate McCarthy alongside him. It's Justin
Outside
McInerney at centre half back. Since half time, the Swans have been excellent. Their ball use has been superb, and they've got the corridor once more. Gordon, short and precise, 20 metres to Adams.
Play on.
He's told to play on. He's too far out to score.
Play on.
Cunningham with some overlap run. Right half forward. High towards Heaney. A big fly couldn't come down with it. Bailey Williams does. Into Dale. Not sure where to go. Still inside defensive 50. Marty bearing down. They just got the kick away.
Stand.
Darcy takes a good mark. They've got Bontempelli out. If they can move the ball quickly and efficiently, Bontempelli's got enormous space. And they muck around with it. Jamara's now got the space and they can move it. Lloyd has closed Bontempelli down. Garcia, a slow build-up. McRae, and they've completely, absolutely stuffed it up, the Dogs.
I reckon they must have talked about it 3/4 time. We've got 2 on the bench. Be smart with how we use it. But when you get 2 spare, especially Uguhagen and Bontempelli in your forward line, you have to go quick.
Ball now at half forward for Sydney. McDonald keeps it in. Got it to Armani. Armani's got players, but a good tackle by Dr. Ray. One of the good blokes. Isaac loves him. Premiership teammates.
Good time.
think the other reason they're slowing it down is they conceded a lot of goals from turnover in that third term. So 25 of the 30 points in the third term were from turnover. So they know if they go fast and they turn the ball over, the Swans are kicking goals on them back the other way.
24-point lead. Heaney snaps from the pocket. Isaac Heaney. Brilliance. Sheer brilliance. 15-6-96 the Swans. Bulldogs 9-12-66. 30-point lead. Might just be about time to start the car.
And it was that good of a goal, Jack, that Ramsey was losing in the back of the box here.
On you, Ramsey.
Well, Isaac's just seen Chad put his hand up and pulled together a pretty good third term, so he thought, I need to do something here, and that was something absolutely brilliant. Tucked up against the boundary line. Beautiful drop punt across the body, and it's just floated through. That's phenomenal skill from Isaac Heaney.
Western Bulldogs will take a fair bit of confidence out of tonight's game with what they could do until they got a bit stiff with a few injuries, but it's amazing how much Ed Richards going off has changed the dynamics of the midfield. He was powerful, taking the grass, and it's just probably more handball kick mark at the moment.
Completely agree, Isaac.
End zone you.
Now they go inside 450. Bontempelli, that's a good mark. That is an extraordinary mark.
Best of all time, Brownie.
Best Bulldog of all time. He come out, marked the ball in front of four. He was absolutely assaulted as he went up as well. And he was able to hold it.
Don't give it away.
Brilliant mark.
Got the shot on goal. Justin. James.
So to bring the margin back under 5 goals. Bontempelli left foot, sprayed it. Deserved better. 96-67.
Stay back. Thank you. Latham.
12 minutes played in the final quarter.
Stay behind me.
Two-man, Choice Hotels around the grounds. Where are we headed tomorrow night, please?
Optus Stadium, Jack. Fremantle taking on the Magpies.
Move it on, player.
5 changes for the Pies. If you missed us earlier tonight, including the debut of Will Parker, a former cricketer 6 months ago. Bontempelli still trying hard for his team. 50 metres out from goal, his handball. Couldn't put Gallagher into space.
It's amazing, Bontempelli. He's 28 years of age and he's been dominating the competition for another 10 years. If he can go to 35, we've still got another amazing part of his career to go.
Snap towards the Bulldogs' goal. Francis over the footy. Bontempelli, there he is on cue. Trying to spin his way out. Rampy did well not to give a free kick. Umpires call for a ball up. Two-man, Red Zed Leonard.
He's been durable as well since 2015. He's played 210 out of a possible 216 games.
That is extraordinary, isn't it? Only missed the 6 games in pretty much all that time. The Dogs badly need one. Garcia couldn't handle it. Riley West worked his way through. Ball still alive, flicked out. Garcia with an opportunity. Can he bend it back? He's got one back for the Dogs.
Okay.
Second goal for Garcia. And back to 23 points. It's gettable.
A beautiful finish by Garcia there and some smart play in the forward line. Tapped it to the space, which gave advantage to the Western Bulldogs players. But it's amazing. We talk about Bontempelli and that durability, too, man. He near on looks like he needs 6 months off, the amount of heavy lifting he does. And he has been as good as there has been in the competition over the last 10 years. And on countless occasions, he's picked the Bulldogs up. He takes a mark like that. It would have been brilliant if he could finish, but we might see a little bit of Bontempelli magic in this last 10 minutes if the Doggies can find a way to win.
He's a 5-time best and fairest winner, Marcus Bontempelli. Scott West holds the record at the Western Bulldogs with 7. He could mow that down, couldn't he?
Oh, he could. He definitely could. I love the way Bontempelli plays because he can be best on ground if he has 16, 17 touches with how effective he is. So he plays a completely different game.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy.
Let's go.
23-point game. It had all the makings of Sydney blowing this thing out of the water, but full credit to Luke Beveridge's men. They just continue to fight and continue to hang around for long enough. McInerney in front of the interchange bench. Stepped through Bramble. Gave it to Wicks, and that was hot. Wicks absorbed the tackle. Campbell links up with McInerney, and now Campbell once again. Left foot just outside 50, trying to punch it to McLean. Jones got in the hole and spoils that one away.
The Dogs off half-back. Run and carry. Treloar. Right foot hugs the boundary line. Jamara led up and the ball gets out of bounds with Melican. So right in front of the benches for the boundary throw-in.
Another important defensive play from Jones there, going back with the flight. Nearly ended up grabbing that footy as well.
Very good player, Jones. Holding up the back end for the Bulldogs. Boundary throw-in. Darcy and Grundy. The ball popped out. Sanders flicked it out to Riley West. He was set upon with the ball up.
I know Wicks hasn't had a heap of the footy tonight, but he has won 6 or 7 one-on-one contests. He's got a massive arse and he uses it to his advantage. Bit of Ruby.
Ball stays in. The crowd thought it was out.
He's saying Ruby has a massive arm.
Now,
using that type of terminology.
Oh, sorry.
It did sound like it, though.
Notice how I said nothing.
I wasn't going anywhere near it.
Speaking of arse, Isaac, she's going to kick yours when she gets back up here.
Don't take things out of context, guys.
That was definitely in context.
There's Vandermeer.
Stand.
He's got Keith on the wing. 23 points the difference. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
You hearing this, Ruby?
Yeah, guys. Thanks, Izzy. To be fair, we only met tonight, Izzy, so to make comments on my ass is pretty rogue.
Oh, God, I love her. There's the best.
Stand.
A little rolling ball from Fraser was interesting. There's Gallagher just outside scoring range. Try to go short. Rowbottom got a hand on it. Sanders back to Gallagher. Arches the back. It started with him and it finishes with him. 2 in a row for the Dogs. They're within 17 and it's not in the book just yet. 15-6-96. Plays 11-13-79. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
He's been good tonight, Gallagher. I said in the second term that he missed one he should have kicked. Had the same situation on that occasion and was able to finish truly, but he seems like a very slippery customer, quite hard to tackle. He has a very good change of direction as soon as he gets the footy. He cut back inside and stepped around Isaac Heaney to start with, and then Sanders gave him the football back, and he did what you love to see, Isaac. He drove his legs as soon as he got the ball, which opened up a whole heap of space for him, and then he kicked it through the big ones.
Yeah, I reckon it must be a genuine ploy now in training in the AFL, because it went out of the game where players don't take the space, and it's just great to see.
Touch, play on.
Can the Dogs mount a massive comeback? The Mars are going to have the 33 points. They're back to 17. Ball at ground level. They go forward again, looking for Darcy. Marks the football, 55 out. The Lizard tried to steal it, but it's Darcy's ball. He'll bring the Lizard back inside 50. Darcy looking for English. He's ducked back English. He's the biggest man down there. Treloar couldn't reel it in, and it's out of bounds. Ruby Slicer on the boundary.
A tactical sub for the Swans. Aaron Francis has taken the back seat in the box, and Matt Roberts is about to go on.
Matt Roberts managed last week. Ready to come into the game. Bulldogs looking for 3 in a row. At fullback, Rampy kicks from a standing start. A high ball just out of defensive 50. It's smashed out of bounds by Alex Keith.
It's a bit cruel when you've got 8 minutes to go in the 4th term. You've got 2 blokes sitting on the bench, and then the other team just activates their sub and gets a fresh guy into the game for the last 8 minutes.
Saw Matt Roberts on the Harvey Norman replay. The Harvey Norman furniture and bedding floor stock clearance. Huge range of lounges, dining, mattresses, bedroom furniture, and more. It's all priced to clear. Hurry for a limited time only. Harms from half forward. Sends it to the goal square. Darcy almost got a boot on it. And Melican walks it through for a rush behind. 16-point game.
You have Harms' number 2 now. I feel like he's having as good a game as he's had in a while.
Yeah, 21 disposals. He's had 5 in this quarter and kicked a major.
So the Lizard, 16 points in front. 8 minutes 24 to go. Just ambles his way out. Going too quick, but geez, they can go when they go. It's a high ball. Marty couldn't mark it. Jones.
Hey.
Back inside forward 50. The Lizard's got his name written on this one. Bontempelli was able to handball the ball away. Got his handball out eventually. Now the Swans try to wrap this one up just outside 50 and the umpire balls it up. Still 16 points, 8 minutes to go.
Great contest by Bontempelli there. He was out of position but able to force the ball to come to ground, and in turn they get a secondary stoppage.
Thrown up just outside the Bulldogs 50. And a trail by 16 points. Rowbottom's going nowhere. Riley Sanders has got him.
Thanks, Brody and Tim. Thanks, James.
And it's thrown back up. Pack of players around it. Garcia's been lively for the Bulldogs. Left foot ball, top of the goal square. Slips through Ugle-Hagan. Gordon had Daniel bearing down, and Daniel puts him into the fence and then says sorry.
Chew feels like the Bulldogs are really pressing in this last term.
7 out of the last 9 inside 50s, Kate, for Red Z. Spot on.
Sydney just weathering the storm at the moment. The ball being camped at the Dogs 50. Ugle-Hagan. West went through. Opportunity for Daniel. Smothered off the boot. Cunningham tackled. Handball. Backwards. And they get it through for a rush behind. And Horse Longmire breathes a sigh of relief. He can't believe how long the ball's been down there. 8 of the last 10 inside 50s for the Dogs.
Had 5 more scoring shots tonight, the Dogs, and had countless other opportunities where they've put them out on the full. And they're lucky to be in touch with the Sydney Swans. It's an amazing game of football.
They won 3 of the last 4, Sydney, against the Bulldogs, but they are being made to take this one all the way by the Dogs. Williams cuts through a couple of tackles, has Caleb Daniel 55 metres out, ball in the hands of the right man. He steers a pass into the pocket for Ugle-Hagan.
We just talked about it. Jack Williams takes on 2 tacklers. He's able to break it, take a little bit of grass, feeds a handball. Then all Sydney are offside and Bulldogs are in great position to attack.
2 goals, 2 for the night. Steps in from the boundary and again kicks the belly of the Sharon. Harms almost marked it uncontested. 15 metres out from the Dogs' goal. Darcy takes possession and it's dragged in.
Niggy's way through that one too well. Jamara way too close to the man on the mark. Ball up, 10 metres out. Dogs swarm. Kick doesn't really go anywhere, and the mark diving. Taken by Caleb Daniel. And you know he's a good kick. He's 40 metres out. A little bit more acute than a 45-degree angle.
He just worked really hard to swap wings as well, so he'd made that change, worked all the way over, and was able to take the mark. Now has a shot at goal.
Career set shots, 18 goals, 5. He's been out of favour with Luke Beveridge. But I'll tell you what, if there's ever a time that Bevo wants him to kick one straight, it's now. And he just pushes it wide, through for one behind. Bevo's still disappointed. 14-point margin, 11 goals, 16 the Dogs, 15-6 the Swans.
3 behinds in a row. After a couple of goals, they've all been kickable too. 14-point game. The worry for the Bulldogs here is that Sydney transitioned this from one end to the other. McLean had his kick smothered on the wing. Here's Bramble to Garcia. Clean pair of heels as he cuts through on the wing. Back to Treloar. Now Bramble kicks a torpedo from a standing start. Here comes Jamara. Hits the pack hard. McInerney waits down for the Swans. Kick smothered. Good defensive pressure from Darcy. Sydney try to relieve. Blakey needs to be precise with the kick. And he was to the sub Roberts.
The red-headed Roberts. Short ball. That's out of bounds on the full. Mistakes galore. Opportunity for the Dogs. The free kick goes to Liam Jones. Jamara wants it in the pocket. He goes more central. Bontempelli with a leap at it. Bontempelli couldn't mark it. Had good hands. And now a ball up 30 metres out from the Dogs' goal. It's been there for a long time.
It's been there for a while, hasn't it, Truman?
Sydney haven't been inside 50 for almost 9 minutes.
But as Jack said, the opportunity to go end-to-end, but Jamara, left foot out of the pack. It's coming back. It's coming back, all right. And so are the Dogs. 2 to Jamara. 8-point margin. And it's game on with 4 minutes 53 to go.
There's still life in the Dogs yet. That's a brilliant goal from Jamara, he just decided to take everyone on and whacks it on the left boot. He made an absolute meal the one a minute ago, but that's as good as goal you'll see, especially from a guy that's standing 190 centimetres tall.
Yeah, well, they've been able to really get the ball inside their forward half and make sure it doesn't come out. So a couple of opportunities. They could have kicked some more goals, but they really needed that one to go through because you just sensed that opportunity for the Sydney Swans to get a turnover and go end to end. Now it comes back to the middle. See if they can win this one out of the middle again.
30-point lead the Swans had 10 minutes into the last quarter. Now, 8 points separate these teams. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Bulldogs are lifting late here at Marvel Stadium. Warner tackled. Handball released has Gallagher through the centre square. Drives a long ball. Bontempelli playing as a key forward. Couldn't mark. Ball gets out the back. Fraser in his third game. Snap goes high up and down in the mine shaft. Good composure. Mark taken by Roberts in the back pocket.
Chips the ball, Roberts, the last one that went out of bounds on the full. This one was a little bit better, and he found the lizard, Blakey. He's had a fair bit of it in this last quarter, Ash. He stood underneath every pack.
It's up to 19 disposals, 6 in this last quarter.
Absolutely, Ash. Triple M Red Z lending, Roberts. Releases one to centre wing. Hayward at the front of the pack. That's an almighty mark. And it just relieves the pressure a bit. Roberts kept running, got the fresh legs. Wet lateral, he's at the point of the square at half-back. He's got Grundy in the middle. Chips the footy. Roberts kept running. Wanted a fourth one.
Go Sam.
Got to try and tidy up these uncontested possessions so that it forces them long.
Very early to be going backwards, Kate. Very early to go backwards.
They're allowing them so many uncontested possessions that they can just control this. I know there's 3 minutes 30 to go, but if they chew a minute off now and then they get the ball back, it just takes more and more time off the clock.
Triple M C-Bus Super Special comments. Kate McCarthy doing a great job. Isaac and Ruby Slicer down on the boundary. It's been a good team tonight. Front of the pack is Campbell. Wants the ball to be wrapped up and a ball up. The umpire calls it 70 metres from the Swans' goal.
You mentioned earlier, Jack, is it time to start to take some risks? Now's the time.
8-point game.
But if they can if I was them, I'd be leaving a couple of forwards back and getting everyone else up the ground. Try and slingshot, open up some space that your mids and high half forwards can run into. Sydney's defence is still looking really strong.
3 minutes to go.
Stand. Play on.
Harms for Vandermeer inside defensive 50. High long ball to the city side wing. Bontempelli playing from behind. Nudges his man underneath it. Lloyd did well. Has McInerney through the corridor, and here come the Swans. They've got a couple ahead. One of them McLean.
50.
Who marks at 50.
It's not 50 metres.
Slapped out of his hands by Vandermeer. Luke Beveridge puts his hands on his head in the Western Bulldogs coach's box. Big decision late in the game.
That's not 50 metres.
Not 50.
Unlucky for Vandermeer.
There's been 3 or 4 of those tonight that have happened like that, and then they haven't paid the mark.
Hayden McLean from point-blank range to make it a 14-point game and give the Swans some breathing room with 2.5 minutes remaining. That hurts.
Oh, that's disappointing for the game as well. It wasn't a 50-metre penalty, but Sydney get it, and that's the game there. They controlled the ball well. We talked about they taking a few of the backwards kicks, but when they got their opportunity to go forward, they took it, and McLean was going to go back and take 30 seconds off the clock anyway and have a shot on goal or try and look for a hit-up, so it was probably the game anyway, but it's disappointing that it's ended in that fashion.
Really disappointing from the umpire. So Bontempelli, been playing full forward, has now put himself on ball. They need some ball through the middle of the Dogs now. They need to kick 3. It's a 14-point margin. What's the crowd, Ash?
Crowd 27,377.
Bontempelli smashes this one forward. Sydney with the numbers. Warner been the best man on the ground. He's kicked 4. He's had 25. That's a big game. Ball up on the 50 for the Dogs. They need to kick 3 goals in 3 minutes. Quick kick out of the pack. McRae Handballs, Garcia. Spin it. Lost it. We'll ball it up again.
The clock ticks past 30 minutes.
Arms down, Marcus.
Tim, Brody.
2 minutes remaining for the Dogs. They're going to need something very, very special from here. 14 points down against the ladder-leading Sydney Swans. Great tackle by Hayward on Bramble. Free kick Sydney at left half back, and they call for calm. Time is their friend now.
Certainly is. They'll kick this around as much as they want, try and find the uncontested possessions again.
Hayward goes back inside defensive 50. That'll be 52. Against Sam Darcy for
Went straight over the mark.
getting a little close to the kicker.
So they realise he's 208 centimetres, so for him to slow down when he's running that fast isn't that easy.
Like a giraffe.
Yeah.
They don't slow down quick.
You like your animals. We've got the bear, the lizard.
Is it Nathan Brown or Dr. Chris Brady?
The horse.
The horse. Now we've got a giraffe.
Don't forget the kimono dragon, of course.
So you feel like Sydney will just chip this footy around for the last minute and a half now.
And we've got the Kung Fu Panda.
So the ball on the outer side.
Play on.
Chipping the footy around, and he finds McInerney. 1 minute to go. McInerney got players backwards if he wants to.
Move it on.
He goes lateral. And he's got Lloyd. So the Sydney Swans will win. It's been gallant from the Western Bulldogs. Down to the last 40 seconds. Bontempelli gets possession, number 26, inside the last minute. Fisted back. And ball up. Down to 26 seconds.
Yeah, you're right, Brownie. It's been a very gallant effort. They've had 2 on the bench. One of those players that went to the bench late in the late in the second term was the best on ground, arguably, up until that point, and the other one was one of their key forwards.
John Longmire still riding every single possession until the end. 7 wins in a row for the Swans. They've been challenged all the way tonight by the Bulldogs, who are going to come up short and count the injury toll as well. But this is a very, very good team who have handled their business when the game was on the line. Last action of the game, thrown up at half forward. It's kicked towards the boundary line and a roll out of bounds with a couple of seconds remaining, and it'll be paid insufficient intent.
Move outside 5. Jones.
Sydney are going to hit the bye. 10 wins and 1 loss for the first time since 1936. They are the clear number 1 seed. Six 102 the Swans, the Bulldogs 12-16-88 come up short tonight. Doggies go to 5-6 for the season, and for the Swans, Kate McCarthy, 10-1 is an incredible platform.
It certainly is, and hard to believe that one that they lost was to Richmond, but they were the better team for longer tonight. We saw them really tear the game apart in the third term. Particularly, Chad Warner took the game away from the Bulldogs.
Let's get down to the ground. Abby Holmes is there alongside Chad Warner, courtesy of Channel 7.
Games before that, we didn't have too much to worry about in the end, but these boys pushed us all the way. And I'm very proud of the boys, how we held up, and gives us a lot of confidence going forward.
Easy 25 for you tonight and a career best 4 goals. You must be happy
with that? Yeah, it was nice. It was last couple of quarters ago, but I think the boys' contest up in the air really helped me out with that one, and they did it all for me, to be honest.
It's always hard to talk about yourself, I understand that, but do you, within yourself, know that you've been able to really work on and take your game to another level this season?
Yeah, I think over the off-season I did a lot of work with my sprinting and stuff like that, so I think it's hopefully paying off. And I think obviously having Brodie, though, is a massive help. Isaac as well, and same as well. Everyone just balances each other out so well.
Take us within the four walls of the football club. I mean, from the outside, this looks like such a close-knit, connected group. You play with a lot of energy, you have a lot of fun, but take us within the four walls, and how would you describe this football team?
Yeah, I think just a bunch of young boys and a few old ones to keep our heads level, but a bunch of young boys who are really close and love playing footy, and they gel really well. And like I said, we got Ramps and Parks, Millsy, a lot of the older boys who keep our heads level as well.
You and I had a chat pre-game. You said, obviously, bye next weekend. You're heading back home, is that right? What will you get up to over there?
Yeah, just going for a holiday back there, just chill out, see the family, and it's always good to see them, so it should be nice.
It was your birthday during the week, so is there some birthday cake on the cup?
Yeah, my birthday was last week, so hopefully they got something for me.
Go and enjoy this win. Well done.
Thanks, Abby. Cheers. Thank you.
Chad Warner, courtesy of Channel 7. Swans win tonight by 14 points. We're down in the rooms on the other side of this. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter, the titanium caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious titanium caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
hot water needs replacing? Go for one that's steady, hot and strong. Ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. We'll help you find your fit at Bob Jane T-Marts. Want a free tyre? We've got Bridgestone, free. Yokohama, free. Kumo, free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Plus up to $200 instant cashback on selected Bridgestone, Michelin, Continental and Pirelli tyres. We won't be beaten with our best tyre price guarantee. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
Ready to kick goals on and off the field? You need Employment Hero. From hired to retired, it automates all the pesky parts of HR, recruitment and payroll. Plus, it comes with Smart Match, an AI recruitment tool that matches you with top candidates instantly. Imagine never having to search for people or post a job ad again. Join the 300,000 businesses using Employment Hero to tackle employment admin and get your business back in the game. Search Employment Hero today. It's employment solved.
Hey, there he is. How's dad life?
Phil, I'm so tired, but it's the best.
All settled in with everything?
Yeah, pretty much. Switched my super over to C-Bus too.
What's that got to do with your kid?
Oh, well, I really got to make sure this hard work pays off now. You know.
True.
C-Bus Super, making hard work pay off since 1984. To consider if C-Bus is right for you, go to cbussuper.com.au for a PDS and TMD. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Cut through the background blah to hear more of the sounds you want to hear with Specsavers Advanced Hearing Technology.
He gives it everything he's got from outside 50. It's a goal!
Book a hearing appointment with our audiology professionals for high-definition sound at low Specsavers prices. Always follow the directions for use.
Tradies, gear up for winter with Hard Yakka. We're redefining toughness for the colder months. Our new winter range for men and women is here, featuring a huge selection of ultra-warm jackets and vests ready to shield you from the elements. And our iconic 3056 tradie boot, a must-have for the season. Every item crafted for durability and outstanding performance. So get your winter gear sorted at your nearest stockist or visit hardyakka.com. For the Aussie legends of today, Hard Yakka, nothing's tougher.
For the hottest of hot water you've ever seen, Ream comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on.
Ream's been proudly manufacturing here in Australia for over 80 years.
Install a Ream. Install a Ream.
So ask your plumber for Ream, Australia's #1.
What's on your Aussie bucket list? Sitting around the campfire on a beach at Exmouth after fishing all day? exploring the tip of Cape York or the bottom of the Eyre Peninsula. Do it all in a titanium caravan. Australian made, Australian owned, superior quality and ultimate comfort. With titanium caravans, you can go off-road and off-grid in total luxury. Experience titanium caravans for yourself in their Epping showroom or visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M footy review for Amy. Clangers happen. Lucky you're with Amy.
Couldn't have asked for much more for Thursday night footy. Really, really good game between the Swans and the Dogs. In the end, Sydney come out in front and win their 10th game of the season, 16-6, 102 to 12-16, 88. This is the Triple M Amy review. Clangers happen. Lucky you're with Amy. Isaac Smith, Kate McCarthy, the Chew Man, Ruby Slicers down in the rooms very shortly. Nathan Brown as well. That was an enjoyable game of footy, gang.
It certainly was. It was a very competitive game of football. The best team probably won in the end. They were dominant. I think the Bulldogs will rue a few of the opportunities that they left out there. Be interesting to see the inside 50s numbers as to who got more, but you feel like the Bulldogs controlled that game for a little bit longer, but Swans were able to just rebound end to end.
Yeah, plus 14, the entries in favour of the Bulldogs. In that final term, Kate, the Bullies, where are we? They had, if I can find it, 10 out of the past 12 entries, but only kicked 2 goals, 3.
That hurts, unfortunately, for the Dogs. Let's get down into the Sydney rooms. Rubes is down there, and I think they'll be pretty happy, won't they, Rubes?
Absolutely. A few yiggles on the way in. You give us one, boys. No, they're pretty happy. They're coming in now. They'll come in and sing the song, but really good win. Probably the most they've been tested. We'll speak to Nick Blakey pretty soon, but they'll come in and sing the song now.
They're just about ready to go.
From the sky, where the odds be great or be small, the great and we have roll.
10 wins, 1 loss, and now a bye where they can freshen up. They've got a couple of guys back in the next few weeks. Tom McCartan not too far away. Peter Laddams is an option for depth if they want to go down that path. About a week as well. Callum Mills, 4 weeks. Robbie Fox, a couple, and then Luke Parker suspended for, at this stage, 6 rounds. They're in really, really good shape.
Yeah, they certainly are. They're in the best shape of any team in the competition, I would say, with the lack of injuries that they have. They have a relatively healthy list, and then also, 10-1. You couldn't be more happy if you're a Sydney Swans supporter.
Can't underestimate the energy, and you hear Warner talking about at the end with Abby Holmes that they have a few older heads in there, but when you get a group of talented young kids coming through and they've got a hell of a lot of energy, it's amazing what can happen.
And you can tell that. And the other thing he said is they got the veterans and then they got the group. So it feels like they've got a nice mix going on here as well.
And that younger group always drives the team. You can't expect the older guys to drive the team. They've got other things to worry about. They've probably got more responsibility during the week. But when those younger guys, especially 20 to 25 years of age, come through, and they come through in a group of 10 to 15, and they drive that football club, it's now their football club, and they've taken it by the horns, and they're driving it, and they're an impressive side. They're the most impressive side in the competition at the moment. But the Doggies were unlucky tonight. I thought they were the better team on the ground until Ed Richards probably went off. And when Ed Richards went off, their whole dynamic looked different.
Yeah, I agree completely with that. I think they're going to really miss him next week as well because he's obviously out with the concussion, so he'll miss next week. And I think they said during the week Libba was still a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks to come back in. A player that I thought did play well when they put him through the midfield late in the game was Riley Garcia. So he played a little bit through that third and fourth quarter once Richards was off to try and fill that hole. So that could be someone that they go to. Obviously, Anthony Scott just worked his way back into the team, and unfortunately, he's out with concussion as well.
Umpiring, not really our thing here on Triple M Footy, but there were a couple of decisions late in the game that might have had a say on things.
Yeah, I mean, the last 50, I think it was pretty clear that it wasn't a 50-metre penalty, but I think it's easy for us to say sitting up in the box, but it's disappointing when a call like that does sort of, I guess, seal the game because it was still all on the line up until that point. Yes, it was McLean with the kick, I believe. He would have had 30 seconds gone back, taken it all, and then may or may not have kicked a goal, so the game was still potentially on the line, but as soon as that was 50, it was game over.
Two-man Red Z Lending, just give us a bit of a sweep of the major numbers for the night.
Major numbers. Well, just some team stats. Plus 35 for the Bulldogs in contested ball. But Sydney, they're number one for pressure in the AFL in terms of differential. They're at 185 v Bulldogs at 173. And they posted 68 points from turnover to the Bulldogs at 47 at plus 21. They're number one in the comp, going usually at plus 24. But Chad Warner, he was a 19th ranked player in the first half, ended up being the number one ranked player on the ground with 25 disposals, 4 majors, 10 score involvements. Goulden 25 and a goal, Heaney 23 and a goal. And for the Bulldogs, 30 to Treloar, but Bont 26 touches, 19 contested ball, which was the most on the ground.
Polished performance by the Swans. Let's get to the Maccas. I'm loving it moment. It happened, well, it was one of the many moments that Chad Warner had tonight. He was sensational. Florent holds it up on the wing. Told to play on and does. Armani in good position. Warner, incredible. Hang time to the max from Chad Warner.
10 metres both sides.
That is something special. Now to cap off his good work and to extend the lead for Sydney, who are playing like winners right now. Big mark, big goal, and he wants to tell everyone about it. The word star gets thrown around a lot, and it's a little bit
a star.
No, not at all.
Just let me himself a star.
Let me finish the sentence, please. National Geographic over there.
Isaac too much.
What I was about to
learned it
ask,
off you, Brownie.
Good to have you with us still, Brownie, by the way, too. What I was about to ask is Chad Warner now a bona fide star?
Yes, 100%.
Yep. And you are too.
Oh, thanks, Nathan.
I thought it was a brilliant call.
Yeah.
Really, really nice of you. Let's get back down into the rooms. Rubes, we just had a look at the Western Bulldogs and a few of their players limping around. Just give us a sweep of what's happened with the injury front.
Yeah, to be honest, when you look at what they were able to produce, it's pretty incredible considering they only had 2 on the bench for the majority of the game. They lost Anthony Scott real early in the first with that head collision with Harry Cunningham. So he was out. That saw Riley Sanders come in as that sub. Then Aaron Norton in the second, that knee with the tackle from Lewis Melican, just got caught under, really ugly. But hopefully just a medial, they are hoping. Scans tomorrow, hopefully update then. And Ed Richards, another concussion as well with that collision with Ollie Florent. So he was confirmed out in the third quarter. So the fact that the Dogs were able to get that close with that many men down is pretty impressive.
Not good news for the Western Bulldogs. As Kate said, they have got Collingwood next Friday night at Marvel, then Brisbane after that, Fremantle after that. All 3 games at Marvel, but 3 pretty challenging games for the Western Bulldogs coming up very, very soon. Izzy, let's get to your votes. The Triple MVP Award for Employment Hero from hired to retired. Employment Hero's HR, recruitment and payroll software handles it all. You can search Employment Hero today.
Yeah, I want to give a couple of honourable mentions. I thought Jones was unbelievable down back for the Western Bulldogs, and I thought Richards was the best man on the ground until he got taken off with the head-high contact. But we went 1 vote to Bont, 26 disposals, 20 contested and 6 tackles. I thought Goulden was polished. He opened Western Bulldogs up on plenty of occasions. His kicking was absolutely elite. He had 25 disposals. He had 9 interceptions and 1 goal. And then Warner, once Ed Richards went off, he completely took the game away from the Western Bulldogs. 25 disposals, 10 score involvements, 4 goals, which is a PB, and 3 goal assists. It's a pretty polished game, and 1 hanger to top it off.
Back-to-back 3 votes in the Triple MVP for Chad Warner. Got him last Friday night from Jude Bolton as well. How would he be polling in terms of Brownlow? All the talk's been about Isaac Heaney, but is the Chad fast coming over the hill?
Absolutely. I'll let our man Nathan Brown talk about that. He loves his Brownlow tracker.
Well, I got him 5 votes clear before tonight's game. Isaac Heaney of, who did I have? I think Merritt might be second, but Chad Warner was in the top 10 definitely. But
he was on 12.
Knows? Who knows? He on 12 votes. I had Isaac Heaney on 21. But the umpires might see it different. Some votes I've given Chad Warner 1 or 2, and I've given Heaney the 3. So if that goes around the other way, then he could be well and truly be right up there in the top 3.
Very, very interesting. Just waiting on Nick Blake. He's not too far away from joining us. Quick word on Fremantle Collingwood tomorrow night at Optus Stadium. That's where we're headed for Choice Hotels. They've got a lot of soldiers out, the Pies.
They certainly do. It should be a pretty good game, actually, over there at Optus. I think Fremantle, or both teams really coming in pretty good form. I know that Collingwood have had their injury woes. Pretty much anyone that seems to go in that forward line to fill a void ends up injured. So got a little bit of a curse on their forwards at the moment. But the mids are going to have to kick goals. I think we saw that last week. Pendlebury got 2. Dugowie, who spent a fair bit of time forward as well, but played through the midfield, he kicked a couple, but he's out. So they're going to have to rely on mids getting forward and kicking goals.
Do you think, with all of their injuries, do you think Dugowie plays almost exclusively as a forward tomorrow night?
I think he's out.
Sorry, he's out.
I think he's out with his groin.
Well, then he won't be playing as a forward, will he?
His groin issue again. So
he was on the flight, though.
Yeah.
Was he really?
Well, I just saw him at the airport there. On the news, so
he's going for a holiday.
Yeah, not sure what's going on.
What about the
Maybe
Dockers?
I'll head to Bali after.
Oh, that's not a good idea. No, just choose another location. I think. What about the Dockers? Are you a buyer in the Dockers?
Big fan of the Dockers, and I think so often externally people are so quickly to write off teams, and I'm not saying the Dockers are going to win anything this year, but they had that drop and. Now they're bouncing again. I really like the Dockers list. I really like what they've built over the last 3 or 4 years. And they're in a really good position, I reckon, to launch over the next 2 or 3 years.
Let's get back down into the city rooms with Rubes.
Here with Nick Blakey, guys. Nick, moving to 10-1. What a start to the season. It looks like you're having so much fun out there as a team.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good start to the year. And, this group is extremely close, I think. That's a benefit of living in Sydney. Not many boys are from Sydney. You get drafted and, you move to a new state not knowing anyone apart from the boys you play footy with. So we spend a hell of a lot of time together and we all genuinely are really good mates. So, I think it shows in the good footy we're playing.
It was an arm wrestle tonight. They really tested you. Apart from that Richmond game that you did lose, is this the most you've been challenged by a side this season?
I think so. I mean, we've had challenges all year. I mean, we haven't played a full real 4 quarters, as well as we would have liked, I suppose. And tonight was no different. Our first half was a bit ordinary. I think, they won 3 quarters tonight. We won 1. But, I think it's credit to the group. We keep finding a way to win, and that's what good teams do. And I think this team's growing and learning a lot while we do it. We're all still very young and, we all just love playing footy together.
Nick, congratulations on the season so far, mate. 2 things are standing out to me at the moment. One is the energy that this younger group of 20 to 25-year-olds are bringing at the Sydney Swans. The other thing that's blowing me away at the moment is how quickly you can get set up defensively and the communication that's out on the field. It's like you've all played 200 games together, but you certainly haven't.
Yeah, I think, I suppose we haven't played a lot together as, some teams like Geelong and that, but we actually, this young group has been playing together for a few years now. We obviously had some poorer years over COVID, but it was these boys that were playing. And, obviously having no Tommy McCartan does hurt in our back line, but Frank has come in and played a really important role. And, our defence, we've always prided ourselves on defence. We know, we can score, and a lot of us players, our instinct is offence. So we focus really hard on our defence, and the rest comes off that.
And Nick, you've got arguably 3 of the best midfielders in the competition running around on your side. You've got Goulden, Warner and Heaney. What's it like having the best seats in the house, watching those boys go about their work week after week?
Yeah, it's special. I mean, I'm always behind those boys and I get to see it firsthand what they do. So we're very lucky to have all those boys on our team. And I mean, they're all match winners. We've got a lot of match winners in the team, and you saw in that, 3rd, 4th quarter when the game was on the line, Chatty really just stood up, and Haynes was the same. So our midfield complements each other extremely well, and hopefully they can keep going towards the back end of the year.
Nick, 20 disposals tonight, 100% by foot, but it wasn't the easy defender's game. Multiple times you had to stand in the hole not knowing what was coming. You got cleaned up and crashed into a couple of times. Could you feel the heat coming from behind multiple times?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, not having Tommy out there does hurt a bit, but they've got, 3 incredibly good, tall players. And while I'm on that, I mean, to Aaron Norden, I really hope his knee isn't too bad. You never like seeing superstars of the game go down like that. So hopefully he's okay. And, when he went down, it changed the matchups a bit, but they still had Darcy and Jamara out there flying at the ball. So we knew we had our work cut out for us, but, the boys held up nicely.
Nick, I just want to know, when you come flying off half-back, we often talk about it in the box that sometimes it doesn't seem as if you know exactly what's going to happen next, and you're just kind of making it up as you go. What's going through your mind when all of that's going on and your head's darting around and you're trying to work out what to do?
Not a lot goes through my head at the best of times, so let alone when I'm playing football. But, the club and the coaches and the boys give me extreme confidence to take the game on. You know, if I stuff it up a few times, then they give me confidence just to keep doing it. And to answer your question, I've got absolutely no idea what I'm doing with it.
Just keep doing it. It's working. Thanks for joining us on Triple M Footy.
No worries, guys. Thanks for having me.
Nick Blakey down in the rooms alongside Rubes. That's going to see us out tonight. Bulldogs come up short and injuries are a big problem for them. Ed Richards, Aaron Norton, Anthony Scott all not making it through the end of the night. And for the Sydney Swans, Chad Warner gets the 3 votes and they win 16-6, 102 to 12-16, 88. Brownie, nice work by you.
Thank you. Good to be part of the crew.
Friday huddle tomorrow night for you.
Should be good. Should be good. Then we cross to the Fremantle team and they'll call the socks off that one.
Nicely. Dinner? What's dinner plans after that?
No.
Tomorrow night?
No, we don't associate with each other outside the box.
Probably not a bad idea as well. K-Mac will hear you across the weekend.
Yes, looking forward to it. A couple of good games coming up over the weekend.
Are you Saturday rubbing again this weekend?
No, I don't think I am. Doing the Geelong GWS game, and Tom Hawkins overtakes Joel Selwood as the greatest games cat of all time, so it should be rocking down there.
And Two-Man will hear you across the weekend.
I'll be working with Izzy down at Geelong as well.
Dominating as always. A big thanks to Ed, to Jason, to Rabs, who's about to set off on one of the most extraordinary junkets of all time. And we're all very, very jealous. That's going to see us out from Marvel Stadium tonight. Thanks for being with us. We had a whole stack of fun. The Friday Huddle is back from 6 from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M Footy Review for Amy. Clangers happen. Lucky you're with Amy.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.